It's the Mixed Martial Arts Hour with
The Mixed Martial Arts Hour is back in your life on this Wednesday, July 13th, 2022. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well. It's nice to see you again, and it's nice to be seen. I feel like we just spoke. We were here less than 24 hours ago, sitting in this chair, doing a show. In fact, this is our third show. I'm not sure if we've ever done 3 shows in a week. Certainly not back to back to back. But this has been quite the week. I got to be honest with you. Usually after a big show, you have some time to come down. I'm still on a high right now. Like, I can't believe we're sitting here doing another show with new people to talk to, new guests, new information, questions to answer. What a time. What a time to be alive. I got home last night at around 11. I'm pretty exhausted, but I've always wanted to do a daily show. And I remember talking to people last year like, hey, what do you think of a daily show? I'm like, can you do a daily show? Can you pull off Can I pull off a daily show? You tell me if I can pull off a daily show, damn it. You tell me. 10-7, Independent Hiawani. The Summer of Hiawani. The Summer of Independence. Anyway, we have a lot to discuss on today's program. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you are healthy, safe, and sound, wherever you may be. It's a beautiful day here in New York City, July 13th. Wow, we're really in the thick of it here. A lot going on. The city is buzzing. As always, on today's program, we like to answer your questions on Wednesday. So On the Nose coming up back into the show around 3:30 or so. We'll answer your questions. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, perhaps, about yesterday's Nate Diaz interview. I'm sure you have a lot of questions about the great job that we did. This is all us together, hosting that press conference. And, you know, I've talked about what a quote-unquote promoter should do, and we could get into this in a moment. I'm not necessarily in the promoter role in that spot, but let's be honest. You stand up there, you get people excited. You certainly don't walk up and ask who has the first question, okay? That's not what you do. You walk up there, you get people pumped, you get people, motivated and excited and anticipating the big event. That's what you do. That's when you want to put on a big event. You call upon the experts. And so that was a lot of fun. We could talk about that. We could talk about this weekend, Long Island, ABC, a lot going on. So that's back into the show. arielhelwani.substack.com is where you can leave said questions. Moderator Lewis, hard at work as we speak to compile said questions. Prior to that, we'll check in with GC. We're also going to hear from him in a second, but check in, get his picks for the weekend. Big birthday picks for him. Celebrating his 23rd birthday at UBS Arena. You talk about living the dream. 23rd birthday at UBS Arena, Long Island, afternoon card, American Broadcasting Corporation or Company. Might have to check on that. Big time stuff. Yair, title shot, perhaps, Ortega, T-City, Misha, Lauren, the great Jack Shore, fighting in front of the partisan Long Island crowd. It's just tremendous. So we'll get his picks. Prior to that, we'll talk to Jan Blachowicz, who is a little bit upset, I think. As upset as Jan can be. Of course, he's like one of the nicest guys in the history of mankind, but he seems a little bit upset with Jiri Prochazka, who is not honoring the samurai code, as he put it, by giving him his title shot next. So we'll check in with the pride of Poland, Mr. Polish Power himself, Jan Blachowicz. That will be at around 2:50. At around 2:25, Sean Brady returns to the program. Big fight for him in October against one Belal Muhammad. Massive fight. He's been looking for a big fight. He got his big fight. So we'll talk to Sean Brady about that. Prior to that, we'll talk to Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira, number 1 contender in the middleweight division. Not number 1 ranked, but he's the guy who's fighting Izzy next. And prior to that, at around 1:30, we will talk to Maycee Barber, the future, who, of course, is coming off that big win over Jessica Ai, retiring Jessica Ai a couple weeks ago in Las Vegas, UFC 276. Been a while since I spoke to one Maycee Barber, so I am looking forward to it. She has come a long way in the last year and a half or so. As always, we are brought to you by our good friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook. They are the official sports betting partner of the UFC and the MMA Hour. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use code THEMMA. Don't forget the T and the H and the E. THEMMA for a special offer when you sign up. Again, that's code THEMMA only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Please support them because they support us. So yesterday, to recap for all of you, woke up, got dressed. Thank you for all the comments on the suit. Shout out to my guys in Dallas. Z spoke for they don't call me Bespoke Helwani for nothing, okay? This has been said, so shout out to them. Thank you for all the nice comments. We went up there. We did our thing. No prompter, no script, no papers. Not trying to give myself the old Barry H., but if there's anywhere where I could talk about it, I could talk about it here to all of you, my good friends. And we were up there, and we were doing our thing, and it was a nice press conference. We had Jake Paul there. We had Hasim Rahman Jr. We had Hasim Rahman Sr. We had Amanda Serrano. We did not have her opponent, Brenda Carabajal. You have to... Carabajal, and it's also Hasim Rahman Jr., not Rahman, Rahman, and I thought it was great. I thought it was very entertaining. Dare I say, I actually thought 10-9 Rahman until the very end. Till the very end, I thought it was 10-9 Rahman. When they got into the whole Instagram thing, I thought, he kept talking about, I don't bet for money, but they weren't betting for money. They were betting on Instagram handles. For the most part, though, I thought he held his own. Size discrepancy, very apparent. Seems taller, seems bigger. That's interesting. That all wrapped up. Said hello to a couple people. Saw Logan Paul, #MadCute. Saw, some of my media friends, all very nice. Rubbed elbows, hobnob with some MSG executives. They liked my comment about the Knicks very much. Might have secured myself a courtside seat or two. Totally fine with me. Not a sideline reporter anymore, so I can be completely biased, no problem. And then we came over here and we did the Nate Diaz interview, and what a time that was. Let's bring in GC here and get his thoughts, because I said we were going to shoot the breeze about that here. Why do you seem so surprised?
You
weren't expecting?
Yeah, just not this very second. Yeah, going
what?
through your day.
I told you that.
No, I know you were going to bring me in. I thought you were going to go a little bit more through your day.
I didn't want to just be talking. By the way, you look like a fighter right now, and I can't quite put my finger on who it is. Who does he look like right now?
Jan Blachowicz?
No. I think
Jan Blachowicz has a good beard, man. I think we got.
He has a good beard, but it's your beard. Your beard is fantastic. You lined it up, not yourself.
I got a fresh lineup. Yeah, yesterday.
But it's a little Zabit-esque because you went shorter on the mustache.
Yeah. Let's take Zabit there.
Someone said it was like when you were on vacation, they said you had a Dagestani beard going.
I actually got like a lot of that. Yeah.
Are you going for that look?
I was going to, no.
You're not going
I was going for the wrestling. Maybe I'll have to.
You tell them to go shorter with the mustache.
No, I think I usually have it like it goes over my lips.
Rose beard. It goes fast.
Do the fold thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets too short. If Islam gets a title shot, I'll do the.
You'll shave off the mustache?
Yeah.
If he gets a title shot, it's not like he's not getting a title shot.
Well, whenever he gets it in the 2 weeks leading up, I'll rock the.
Wow.
The beard.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Yes.
This is going to be a little bit dicey. What if it's during November?
Wow. Wow, that really put me through the loop.
Yeah, because it's the complete opposite of what you do in November. You shave the beard, go straight mustache.
Mustache, yeah.
It's looking like it's going to be October, Abu Dhabi. I think it's 281.
So according to the UFC website, they've officially changed it to 280. It was previously 281.
Well, let's do the math here. 277 is July 30th.
Mm-hmm.
278 is August 20th.
September 279.
Yeah. Okay,
but everyone was reporting 281.
Really? Yeah, September. That's where the Sean Brady Belal Muhammad fight is going.
Yes.
October 22nd?
Yeah, can't wait for that one. Yeah, October 22nd. Yeah. Great time of the year.
Is it a great time of the year?
Oh, October?
Yeah, it's not bad. Not better than July. You agree July's the best month of the year. It's the only month you don't have school.
Yeah. No, in Georgia, you don't have school in June either.
Really?
Yeah.
When do you end? May?
Yeah, end of May, go back like first week of August.
Oh, that's way too early. Because it gets hot?
No.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
Weird. Well, it's still a great month, nevertheless. We had a great day yesterday. I wanted to get your thoughts on
You
Nathan
had a great
Diaz.
day.
I mean, it's the collective we. We're all in this together, okay? It's not just about me. Everyone's coming along for the ride. We're all in it together. We ride or die. Yeah. Our success is our success. My success, our success.
Yeah. All right, we can share on that.
Nathan Diaz, your thoughts? Because I have to say, early on, I think a lot of people didn't think he would show up. He was a little bit late.
He was a little bit late.
But this
I
is
think
par
most
for the
people
course.
understood. Yeah, it's Nate Diaz. You have to understand. Some people were like, "Why didn't we just start at 4:30?" If we had said 4:30, he would have gotten there at 5.
Yeah. You think
I'm ordering the free Nate Diaz shirt right now.
As we speak?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Do I go white font or red font?
I think you have the tweet, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Here we go.
Let's see it.
Yeah, if we can go to my screen real quick.
Well, there it is.
Show support, limited batch. But we have one where all that white font is red.
I like the white.
Oh, I'm a big red and black guy.
Wait, so it's the black shirt but just red font? I feel like the shirt, like the writing won't pop as much.
Yeah, it doesn't. It looks a little sinister too.
It's like that poster from last week with Fiziev and RDA with the red and the black. This is great. By the way, shout out to the good people over at Represent.
I mean, how quick?
How quick?
How quick is that?
Can I tell you, I'm happy they didn't go with hashtag gang gang. I think that was a smart move.
Yeah, I feel like that was I feel like that was kind of a joke at the beginning.
Oh, you think? I don't know if he was joking. I do have a regret, though. I wish we would have gone with Nathan.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
But it makes it longer, so maybe this is better because it fits nicer on the T-shirt.
Jed Mashu weighing in, saying, "Go Dogs, I have to go red and black." Too late. I'm hitting pay now right now. We're loading.
All right. This is big.
It's almost there.
So he comes late, and then we start a little slow out the gate. I thought, but that's, again, if you watch the other two specials with him back in the day, 2016, 17, it gives, like usually you need a minute or two to get the engines revved up. He's doing something on the phone, something on the back. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Also, you couldn't see it when he was in the Zoom before he joined. He would like walk in and then walk back out and walk in. I was thinking you were going to go to him and it was just going to be a blank screen. He was going to like walk up.
Oh, wow.
Like with his fist
up. He was getting pumped up.
Yeah, it was like they spent all that time to like set everything up, and then he spent the first 10 minutes of the interview setting everything up. Kept moving the chair, getting comfortable, had to go to the bathroom. But
honestly, before he went to the bathroom, there's a period there of like 15, 20 minutes where my kids play this game. I don't know, you've probably never seen, I don't know, some crazy app that they have where there's like, it's like a 3D image, and they have to move with their thumb to get all the dots to connect, and then it becomes an image. Like it doesn't look like anything, and then it becomes, it's like some stupid app, and then it becomes like a bird's face, like you can't tell it all, but it's all these dots. And that's what I was thinking in the moment. Like at the beginning, all the dots were everywhere, and then there's a moment there where I feel like the whole picture locks into something, and he just went on a very clear, concise, very easy to understand, I'm not even going to call it a rant, answer, but it was like a long thing where you knew exactly how he felt, you knew exactly where he stood, you knew exactly what he wanted, and that is to be let go.
Yeah, he wants out. I mean, when he says the only two opponents that he's willing to fight are Israel Adesanya and Francis Ngannou, I feel like he's making it pretty clear. I kind of wish he had dove into the Hamzat thing a little more. Like he discussed how they wanted him to fight him. Like I wonder how close that really was.
Well, he has said multiple times, and I feel rather confident that if this is in fact the end, if he does in fact tell them I'm out, I don't want your new deal, that they will give him Hamzat. To me, and I've said this before, if he would have resigned, he's probably getting Poirier. If he's on the outs, if it's the last fight on the deal, he's getting Hamzat. That's just, isn't that crazy? That's just the way, like that just shows you where they're coming from. It ain't in good faith.
And it feels like, I know he was just like, oh yeah, he's just going to wrestle me and yada, yada. It feels like the way he was talking about it, how he was just like, all right, let's just do it. Let's just get this over with so I can be done with it. It feels like he knows how that would go.
Well, honestly, I think he has confidence. I think I might have alluded to this after the Gilbert fight. I think he has confidence after seeing that fight.
Okay.
Rightly or wrongly. I think he has confidence. The guy, I mean, he's never short of confidence. And honestly, when you hear him talk, I know people could, like, you could poke holes in a lot of things that a lot of people say. He speaks with such conviction and such confidence that you're like, yeah, he is the ultimate fighter. He is the best fighter ever. He can be the best boxer. I believe all of this. It's just such a fun experience speaking to him and trying to go along for the ride.
I was going to say, it's like you're on a roller coaster.
Yes.
Like every which way, the blunt, the crew, everyone joining in, the dog comes, the family picture, talking about the swimming pool. Yeah, I mean, it was...
The funny thing about the picture was I was like, you know that you're going to get a screen grab. And now I'm actually so happy that happened. It was such a great, memorable, iconic moment.
Yeah, we got
Again,
it right
just
here.
shows the way his mind works. Like, that's freaking amazing. First of all, look at his pose. Look at the freaking dog, Machiavelli, legend.
I was going to say, Machiavelli is the focal point, and then Diaz doing the Diaz pose right behind him is so fantastic. And I think we squeezed everyone in. We got Maximov
there, Chris Avila's there, Nick McD on the right has been there since the beginning. That guy Luciano on the far left was there at our meetup back in the day. Elijah with the sunglasses was at our meetup as well. He's the brains behind his whole like social media. When he did it, I was like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. And now I totally see what he was trying to do, and I'm so happy that he did it. I'm so happy that he did it.
There.
The whole thing.
No context, Ilwani. Great edit of it.
Yes.
Wish we could have played it. Copyright, infringement. Couldn't play it. Great video though. Go check it out.
I'm really curious to see how the UFC responds. By the way, you never know how people are going to react to an interview like this, and you know how YouTube is. Then I went on YouTube last night, just a brief look. It was like, I don't know if you went 99.9% positive.
Yeah, a lot of positive ones. Just
supporting him.
Yeah, about the interview, about what Nate had to say. How open he was. I think people very much enjoyed it.
Man.
It was like, I was trying to compare it to my friends that aren't really into MMA. I was like, it was like almost like if like Antonio Brown was like super beloved, and like when all that crazy stuff was going on, he joined like Good Morning Football or something for an hour long.
Wow, we're the Good Morning Football of MMA. That's such a nice thing to say.
I mean, great show. I love Good Morning Football.
It is a great show. I feel like, aren't they going through a bit of a transition period now? They've lost
Kay Adams.
Where'd she go, by the way?
I want to say some pop culture thing, because she always did like People magazine.
Right. Yeah, it is a great show.
I didn't think we'd be talking about this today on the show.
No, this is the way it goes. I'm a big fan of former receiver. Golly.
Oh, Nate Burleson.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah. He's not on the show anymore either, though.
He's gone?
Yeah.
Damn.
Your boy's still there, though. Kyle.
Fake Bills fan.
Yeah.
Fugazi Bills fan. Pandering Bills fan. Oh, man. So now I'm really curious to see. Oh, by the way, what about there's so many unintentional great lines. The line where he's like, they left him in the office and he wanted to steal something.
I thought that might have been the best part, dude. I was like actually cracking up in here. He's like, I couldn't find anything to steal this, so I just pissed on the building. And like, that's so funny to think that like that's the origin of that picture.
Crazy. Also, him saying, again, if you just listen to what he says, and I've said this about Nathan for a very long time, if you just listen, there's so much to decipher, and there's so much truth in what he says, and it's not just like crazy rambling. He says they try to devalue me in public, but in private, they're offering me more money than ever before. And by the way, I kind of know what they're offering him, and it is life-changing money. It is a great deal. It is more money than the vast majority of the fighters on the roster, like 99% of them. And for him, at this point, a guy who came from very, very little, who had to scratch and claw, who never became a champion, who, went on losing streaks here and losing streaks there and ups and downs and time off and, inactive, for him to have that on the table and to say, I just want my freedom, pretty damn powerful. At this stage of his career, it's pretty damn powerful.
It's crazy. I mean, I didn't realize that he was like the longest continuous UFC fighter. What he was
Is that true?
Oh, I
mean, he said it. He also said he's
taking his word.
I mean, there's guys up there. I mean, Jim Miller.
Yeah.
Jim Miller's up there. Andre was there before, but Andre left for a period of time.
Okay.
He's definitely in the mix. There's no doubt about it. Is he the guy? I mean, that would be a good question for some factoid.
Our stat department can get on that.
Jedi, can you get on that real quick for us? Let us know. Where's stats?
It'd be embarrassing if he is, and we just didn't trust him.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't fact check it. You always got to fact check everything. It's very important. So I'm really curious to see what happens. I hope they give. I don't think he's going to fight on July 30th. August 20th seems a little soon. I mean, that's a little over a month away. The September pay-per-view is the one that I kept talking about, but now I don't know if they try to ice him because I don't think they're in a rush to give him a fight. Like, they don't have to give him a fight in August. They don't have to give him a fight.
I was going to say they're clearly not in a rush. Like they've been stringing him along for this long. But man, imagine if it was September and that card did get announced that it was in Atlanta.
You're there for sure.
Oh, for sure.
By the way, could you imagine that scene? What it's going to be for his last fight? Last fight. It's out there, right? It's actually out there. He says, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, the build up for that fight and the media will be incredible.
He won't, he probably wouldn't main event though, would he?
Pay-per-view? I mean, I think he could, but no, probably not. I mean, the current plan for the September pay-per-view headliner is Aljo versus TJ, but that's not a done deal just yet either. So
yeah.
I'm not sure. Anyway, really appreciate him, and it was a fun time. And I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate everyone tuning in at a random time on a Tuesday. It was so much fun to do that. Fun little hour show with Nathan and the boys. And then prior, by the way, again, Hasim Rahman did a great job. I don't know. I'd love
watching the highlights.
Man, Hasim Rahman Jr. stood his ground, was going back and forth. I actually felt at one time Jake was getting a little bit frustrated up there. You know, I had to move away. I don't know if you saw, like, I was up front, then I had to move back because they kept talking to each other. So I'm like, okay, this is not about me here. You know, I need to let the guys do their thing. I felt bad for Amanda because no one asked her a question. So then I had to ask her a question just to keep her in the mix. Hasim Sr. was getting in the mix as well. It was some good. Then there were people yelling from the audience to Jake. Jake's telling them to sit down. It was quite the scene.
Yeah, what do you think of Hasim's dad?
I liked him.
Like the lesson thing that he was like,
Yes.
he hasn't performed that well. He's going to be ready for this.
Isn't that
fight.
amazing?
I know. I feel like that teed Jake up to be like,
Oh, that was
no,
a great.
Dad, what are you telling me?
I know. That was a great line.
I really did think Hasim did pretty good though. Like, he was confident for getting thrown into this. Like, found out what 2 weeks ago that he would be doing this. A week ago.
Yeah.
I mean, he handled himself well.
And
he seems to have all the confidence that he's going to beat him.
Size difference is apparent. The thing that people have said about Jake, not only is he fighting older guys, but he's fighting guys who are smaller than him, right? Ben smaller, Tyron smaller, Nate Robinson smaller. This dude, clearly taller, bigger, has never fought at 200 pounds. Now, there's some issues with the, rehydration. What I was told was this is what I was told from his team, because he was talking about the rehydration clause, meaning he can't add a certain amount, like there have to be a cap by the next day. So what they have told me is in the contract, he has to weigh in at 200, right?
Yeah.
By noon the next day, midday the next day, fight day now, Saturday, he has to weigh 214 or under. So he can add 14 pounds. However, at that point, let's say he steps on the scale at noon, Saturday, August 6th, and he weighs 214, he can then weigh whatever he wants between noon and 11 p.m. I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, 14 pounds for what? 16 hours to rehydrate?
He's a big boy. He is a big boy. There's no doubt about it. And I keep hearing from people who I respect. I was talking to some boxing guys there yesterday. Like, they really do wonder if he is biting off more than he can chew.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Wow.
One thing that Hasim said that is very true. Like, when you spar someone, when you are being brought in to help someone prepare for a Nate Robinson, it's not the same as when you are actually fighting someone.
Yes.
And so is there some false confidence there? Is there some, oh, hey, I worked this guy 2 years ago. Well, yeah, he was being brought in as an opponent. He wasn't being brought in as like an actual foe who's trying to knock your head off. And Hasim knows like what will happen if he wins and all that stuff. What I'm really curious about is how he deals with the size, how he deals with his power, how he deals with his experience. Hasim, way more experience in the ring than any of his previous opponents. I'm also, just as from a business standpoint, I'm curious to see, look, you guys know, I've said it on this show, like, I think Tommy doesn't get enough credit from the haters like New York Rick. I'm very curious to see what the crowd is like. I bet it will be like a late crowd, like a walk-up type of crowd.
Sure. No doubt.
And like,
if I go to the fight, I probably will not go in until 30 minutes before the main event starts.
I wonder though about the tickets. Like, is it one of those like
late
buy? Yeah.
It feels like that. Like, if I were to go, I would buy. I would not be like Serrano and them. I bought like as soon as the tickets came out for. I thought Hasim had a great line talking about the Nate Robinson thing when he was just like, I was coming in to spar with you so you could have confidence against the 5'5" guy with no fights. And now I'm actually going to be fighting you myself. So, hey, kind of got me hyped for the fight. I'm looking forward to it. I thought it seemed pretty good.
It's great theater, and I'm very excited to be a small part of it. And I think it's, I don't know. Like we said on Monday, everyone's always going to complain. Everyone's always going to poke holes. Everyone's always going to bitch about him. Yes. If he knocks this dude out, if he beats this guy, I don't really know how you cannot just say like, yo, man, props. And we'll see where this goes, and we'll see who you fight next. And maybe it's Anderson Silva, and you go down that path again. But I just, this guy's a legit boxer. I don't know how. Like, I even, we don't need to rehash all of this, but I'm really looking forward.
What do you think happens if Jake Paul gets starched? Like if he gets knocked out? Like what does that do for his career?
Like, is it done? Is it over?
I just feel like the hype between like a Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz fighting Jake Paul, if he gets starched in this fight, like if he gets KO'd, I feel like the hype for that has dropped substantially.
100%. Especially if he gets like, knocked out or completely
That's what I'm
outclassed.
saying.
Yeah.
Not even on like the Jake to Tyrone Woodley level, just like he gets knocked out, he gets finished.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's clear.
Because part of the appeal is like he could talk a lot of shit, he could be very confident, he could be very brash, he's really good at it, but it's hard to do that. I mean, even that video yesterday that he posted of Conor, like he's got like a whole team.
Yeah, he's like, that was quick too. That was on the jet right after he talked to you.
Yes.
He was quick with that.
I don't love when it gets too personal like that. I wish it didn't.
That was pretty personal, yeah.
I don't love that, but I guess, I keep saying like, it feels like we're inching closer and closer. I honestly don't think it's a crazy thought. I have no inside information on this at all, but I don't think it's a crazy thought that like next summer, this is a possibility. If he can win 2 or 3 more, like if he goes and beats Hasim, and I know there's a lot of ifs here, beats Hasim, beats Anderson Silva, let's say in December or January, whatever, I don't think it's a crazy thought.
And he's 7-0 going into box, Conor McGregor. That event would do insane numbers.
And I think Dana would do it. I mean, you see how much he loves the YouTubers.
Yeah.
He loves
I don't think yeah.
He might give Jake his own $250,000 prize. By the way, a lot of people are very upset about that.
A lot of people
upset, and I would imagine rightfully so. My big takeaway was like the whole thing was just
tacky. Who gives $250,000 to someone in a Ziploc bag?
What is that?
And his
look was creepy.
In the bag. Someone did like a screenshot face by face, and it was like he looked like a father giving like a child like a bike on their fourth birthday.
What's up
Except
with that?
He was giving 22, 24, however old he is, $250,000 cash in a Ziploc bag.
It's a bizarre thing. Look,
it's very bizarre.
The thing is, Dana White is not the UFC. Like the guy has his own money, right? He's allowed to do whatever he wants with his money. He could go buy 8 Lamborghinis. So I don't think that you can criticize him for what he wants. It's just a bizarre. Like you give the kid a nice watch.
I was gonna say, give him a Rolex, give him a Lamborghini, Patek Philippe, give him something crazy. Like don't.
Also, am I crazy or did the kid not really like he's just like, bro, this is great. Like, you just got $250,000 in a plastic bag.
The plastic bag. I mean, like $250,000. Take $10,000 off and give it to him in like a gold briefcase. Like give him something great. Yeah, he did not seem that excited. You give me $250, I'm gonna get excited.
Yeah,
$250,000. I mean.
There's no doubt that it's a weird look. Like if you're a UFC fighter, especially a champion who's not making that much, a Davison Figueiredo.
Yeah, that's what everyone was pointing to. Yeah,
right.
Figueiredo.
I mean, we could go Figueiredo, we could go Carla Esparza, we could go Valentina Shevchenko, we could go all these people, right? I mean, we could even go Mr. Francis Ngannou, who's not even making $1 million, right, for his fights. You can watch that and be like, golly, this is a little bit weird.
If you're a fighter, especially, yes.
Yeah. But what I mean,
like if you were a fighter, I would be.
But that wasn't even my takeaway. My takeaway was: are these people so far removed from reality that they think that this is like a nice gift for someone? Like this is the way you. Also, like 50-something-year-old guy giving a 20-something-year-old kid.
Weird. The presentation was weird.
Also,
I can't get over the presentation. Like, how are you giving someone $250,000 and you're giving it to them in a Ziploc bag? That was mind-blowing to me. Like, I don't know how you don't have someone in a suit rolling up with a gold briefcase being like,
yeah,
Kyle, happy
Play it
birthday. And it's just like, Uncle Dana.
Yeah. By the way, the fact that you knew his name, very impressive.
Oh, he's big. The Note Boys, like they're famous. Like,
Full set?
Yeah, they're huge on YouTube. Steve will do it. All them. I know who they are. Yeah. Everyone acts like they don't know who they are. Like if you go on YouTube, they are.
I don't know who they are. Is that? Am I exposing myself?
No.
And I'm not even trying to be cool. I mean, like, look, I'm down with KSI. I'm down with Wasabi.
Right. Whether you know them or not is neither here nor there. But
No.
yeah. Like I don't think you should be surprised that I know them. I mean, they do like 1 million viewers on the podcast.
Shit. Sorry, my bad. You watch the podcast?
No.
Okay.
I know that they do numbers.
I'm more of an
They do
impulsive guy myself. You watch Impulsive?
Impulsive, great. Yeah. Impulsive. Come on.
Impulsive. That's what I said.
Impulsive.
Impulsive. Like Paul.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're saying impulsive.
No, I'm saying like Logan Paul's show.
Yeah, impulsive. Sponsored by Prime. You got it right next to you.
Right.
You're saying impulsive, the word.
They actually DM'd me yesterday. Said, "Are you ready? Are you ready for
Sponsorship?
a restock?" No, they're just trying to hydrate us.
Tell them to send an extra case of the blue for me.
You like that? They've got the rocket one.
Oh, the rocket pop.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, I think we need to. All right, we got the future.
I saw Logan there. Oh, we got okay. Well, good talk. And we will
We'll
check in
later. Yeah,
birthday
we'll get to the
picks.
bets. Birthday picks. Hopefully, we have a winning week.
God bless. There he is, Mr. GC, joining us, G City. All right, let's turn our attention to our first guest of the day. Big win for her, multiple in a row now. UFC 276. She retired Jessica Ai. She is fully back on track. She is still the future. She is the one and only Maycee Barber, kind enough to join us here on the program today. Maycee, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Maycee, long time no speak.
I know. I've been like trying to figure out. I think I had your old.
Oh,
I had your old number. I think I texted you after my last one, and I was like, I never heard from you. I was like, what the heck?
oh no.
But it's all good.
That's not my style. Yes, now you have my new number. We had to change numbers, all good. But here we are. You're frozen on me here, so I don't know. Can you still hear me? No. Okay. We shall regroup. I still see her frozen up there. Maybe it's a Wi-Fi. Oh, no. Maybe tell her to go off. We had success with that recently with someone. Who was it recently? We told him to get off Wi-Fi. Anyway, we'll reconnect. Maycee Barber, big win for her. Oh, now it's going all crazy. Do you want to just call her back? She's won 3 in a row. Had the win over Jessica Ai back at UFC 276. Had the win over Montana De La Rosa on April 23rd. Had the win over Miranda Maverick. There was a period there, and it started with the Roxanne Modafferi fight back in January of 2020, the Conor McGregor-Donald Cerrone card. There was a period there where she lost 2 in a row. And I think a lot of people were jumping off the bandwagon, forgetting that she is still so very young. And I know she kind of put a lot of pressure on herself, saying she wanted to be the youngest champion in UFC history. But she's still only 24, and she has 8 UFC fights on her resume. She came into the UFC as a neophyte. 2018, it's been 4 years for her. Actually, this is an anniversary. Her Contender Series fight was 4 years ago today. How about that? July 13th, 2018. I wonder if she knows that. And that was the Contender Series. So if you want to consider Contender Series a quote-unquote UFC fight, it's 9 fights under the umbrella. I know it's not an official one, but you get the point. 3 finishes in a row. 4 if you consider the Contender Series fight. TKO. Had the big TKO win over Jillian Robertson. That was very impressive. TKO win over JJ Aldrich. TKO win over Hannah Cyphers and Jamie Colleen. And now she's very much in the mix. Very much in the mix. Training now at Team Alpha Male, training with the likes of Danny Castillo and Uriah Faber. And flyweight is getting interesting. Obviously, we know what happened with Valentina Shevchenko and Tyler Santos a couple of weeks ago in Singapore, about a month ago. Big fight coming up this Saturday on Long Island on ABC. It's Miesha Tate against Lauren Murphy. One wonders if Miesha Tate wins, will she in fact get that title shot? She said that she believes she'll get the title shot. You've got Alexa Grasso out there. You've got Manon Fiorot out there. I don't think Caitlin gets another crack anytime soon. I'd love to see a rematch between Shevchenko and Taila Santos. Where is she? Can we not connect with her? What's going on? All right. Okay, is she here? Let's go back.
Oh.
Yes. Are you
Can
there?
you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Now you're in a different spot.
I am in a different spot. I tried to move, but I've had great service the whole time that I've been here. I'm on a trip. I'm at my parents' house.
Oh, okay. Are you on like some sort of hunting trip or something?
No, I'm fishing.
Okay.
We went out fishing twice, but
well, I see some
my
like
family's really big into hunting. Yeah. We're big into hunting. So this is one of my brother's rooms.
Oh, wow. Okay. I actually saw a big fish that you caught yesterday. What kind of fish was that?
I think the one that I posted was a trout or a salmon. I don't know which one I posted, but
it was gigantic.
Yeah, we caught pink salmon, coho salmon, and then also some trout. So
is that common for you? Like that's a massive fish that you're just casually holding up there.
It's been a while since I've been able to get out there, but I love it. I love fishing. I love hunting. So finally able to, make some trips happen. So yeah, I've been loving it.
Okay. So we have a lot to talk about. Like we said before we got cut off there, it's been a while. Congratulations on all your success. 3 in a row now. Big win over Jessica Ai. I actually do want to start backwards in that you said after the fight, last fight on your deal, any update on that front? Have you re-signed? Have you guys talked turkey? What's going on with the contract?
Yeah, no, we have not talked yet. Hunter reached out, wanted to talk. He's like, we'll talk next week or something. And I really just wanted, so I had 2 fights back to back with Montana and then with Jessica. And I really just wanted a week to be able to go to my family. My sister had a baby. And so just to be able to spend time with my family, I wanted that week, just to really like think through, everything. And obviously the UFC has treated me amazing and I love it. And I was just, rewatched my fight and they were talking about me being a UFC veteran. And I'm like, I'm 20 freaking 4, like to me, that's insane. But at the same time, like I grew up in the UFC. I love it. So this week, going into this week is really the whole like contract talk and figuring out, what the next steps are. But like I said, I love it. I love the career that I've had. And I'm just getting started.
Are you interested in testing the waters, seeing what else is out there?
I mean, obviously, being a free agent, other people are going to reach out. So we'll see, kind of what happens. But like I said, I grew up in the UFC and I love it. But at the same time, it'd have to be like a life-changing offer from someone for me to be like, yeah, let's, figure something else out, But at the same time, it's like, I feel like the UFC has treated me so well. They're just going to continue to do that. And I'm open to whatever. But at the same time, I really would love to stay with the UFC and see what we can figure out together. This is such a huge career,
So in other words, you don't want to pull a Nate Diaz and ask for your release.
I'm never going to be like, hey, let me go. Why would I do that? It doesn't make sense. They've treated me so well.
I know.
And I feel like they're going to continue to do that, So, but at the same time, this is career and I'm never going to say no to nothing, to everything, So we'll see.
By the way, can we talk about your nails for a second? What is going on over there with these nails? I mean, this is quite the design on them. What's happening?
Oh, I got my nails. Can I be honest? I had the worst nail experience I've ever had in my entire life yesterday. My sister wanted to go get her nails done. So we got manicures and pedicures. And I got these done, but I like showed him a design. They're not even the shape that I asked for. They're not the color. And the guy, it's been, every once in a while you get a guy to do your nails. And it was literally, he was like shoving my foot and like pulling my arm. He didn't say a word to me. He was just huffing and puffing. And I was like, wow, like, holy cow, this is a terrible experience. It was rough. But I'm glad that my sister enjoyed it.
They look cool though. I thought you were going to
Thank you. I really do. I do like them. He actually traded with some girl. When I showed him the design, he went and he like walked away.
Oh no.
Lady came over.
Golly. That's like when you go to
I
like
thought it was great.
a barber or like a hairstylist and you realize like, oh no, this is going to be a disaster and I just have to sit here and
They're
deal
like
with
gonna
it.
shave half your head. Oh yeah, I did. I was 2 minutes away from I was like one like gesture away from just being like, all right, you know what, screw this, I'm walking out. But it was all right. I just won't go there again.
All right. By the way, considering you knew that it was the last fight in your deal, did you feel more pressure going into that fight? Like you had to win, you had to look good. Did you, just add a little bit more on your shoulders because, you want to look good on the last fight?
I mean, maybe in the back of my mind, but at the same time, I was so confident in this fight going into this fight with Jessica. I felt great in my last camp. I felt great in this camp, and I just know what I bring to the table. And ever since, that knee injury, I've been on a track of like success. Obviously, I didn't have the greatest success with Alexa Grasso. That was me trying to like figure everything out. But I honestly feel like I'm finally becoming that fighter that I like first started as. And when I thought about the fight with Jessica, I'm like, I know what I bring to the table. So I'm just ready for this, and I didn't really even consider that it was my last fight on my deal. The only thing that I thought was as soon as I beat her, there's going to be so much better of opportunities. And I'm at that point where, there's going to be better opportunities. There's going to be more money. There's going to be, another fight. There's going to be, I'm in the top 10 now. So like, there's so many good things to look at that it was just like more of an excitement feeling than a pressure feeling.
By the way, when I say July 13th, does that date mean anything to you?
July 13th, wasn't that maybe? Is that John Jones' date?
No. Your Contender Series fight, July 13th, 2018, 4 years ago today.
I know what the number that like sticks in my head is November 10th because that's when I made my UFC debut.
Okay.
But July 13th was the Contender Series day, so that was 4 years ago now?
4 years ago, 9 fights later,
yeah.
A lot has happened. You've grown up a lot.
Crazy, right?
And it's crazy. Like after the Roxy fight was the Roxy fight, but I felt like after the Alexa Grasso fight, like you could almost just hear everyone jumping off the bandwagon. People are like, "Oh, she's not going to be who we thought she was going to be. She's not going to break Jones's record." All this stuff. Did you feel like a lot of people at that point stopped believing in you and kind of gave up on you very prematurely? I mean, you're still so young, even at this point with the winning streak you're on. But did you feel like people started to doubt your trajectory, your future after that second straight loss?
To be honest, yeah, I mean a little bit, but at the same time, like I've tried to really not pay attention to what everybody else thinks. Like if fans want to jump off the wagon, then they don't want to jump off the wagon. But at the same time, I feel like the true fans and the true people that are going to stick with you are going to stick with you no matter what, and they really do see the future in my career. And for me, it's not just going to be this like one and done thing. Like I set the record for the goal for John Jones' record because I wanted something for myself to work towards. And I wanted something, I don't want to set small goals and just like try to like just bust them over. I want to set big goals and chase those goals. And if I don't reach them, well, at least I was chasing something big, and with that, it's also something for people to follow along with. I might not beat John Jones' record. Obviously I passed that time, but that doesn't mean I can't be the youngest female champion in the UFC, so there's other things that can come through it. And I think that, the people that want to stick with you and want to follow your career will do that. And I feel like I have a pretty good fan base and I'm thankful for all of the support, whether it's negative or positive.
By the way, who is the youngest champion in UFC history, women's champion in UFC history?
I'm pretty sure it was Rose.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought.
It was Rose.
And do you know how old she was?
I don't. I think she was I want to say like
26,
mid-20s.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was close to that.
So in retrospect, I was going to ask you about the Jones thing. Like you were the one who put that out there. You're the one, on your phone and everything. It was a big part of your identity early on. And I was wondering if in retrospect, you regretted doing that because maybe that put pressure on you.
I don't, I feel like I was on the path to doing that. I heard Dana saying, one fight or this fight, of the trajectory of where I was going. And unfortunately, I tore my ACL and God had other plans for me. So I honestly am thankful that I put out those goals and that kind of like ambition, because I feel like it did bring a lot of people along. It did make a lot of people pay attention. And the more I can have, the better. And at the same time, just because I didn't reach that doesn't mean like that's the end of the career. I'm still, like I said, 24 years old. I'm so young. So I don't regret it at all. And in fact, I feel like it taught me a lot. It taught me how to like really navigate that, people, wanting to follow you, or that big target, or, the hype train of people believing, that's hype and they're going to wreck the hype train. Like, I feel like it would help me navigate all of those, and the injury, all of that it played a big part, and it continues to today.
I remember you handled the injury, you handled the Roxy fight so well in the aftermath. I think it was the last time we spoke, actually. But that's public. Privately, being so young, ACL, knowing that it's a long road to come back, how did you handle it privately? How difficult was that time for you?
On a more private setting, it was hard. I was also dealing with like other stuff, some negative voices in my life. And it's just like, there was a lot of things that played a part in, oh, you got injured because of this, or you did this. And, the people you're training with, there's a lot of negative things that I had to navigate. And when you're a fighter, it's not like it's just you. It's like you have so many coaches, management, family, friends, people, like everybody has an opinion on what you do. And at the same time, like there's some things I've learned of, like, it doesn't matter, like the other opinions, what other people think about you does not matter. It's how do you feel? How is your training? How are you improving? And are you comfortable with where you are? And I wasn't comfortable with where I was at. I wasn't comfortable in a lot of things. And that time that I tore my ACL, it really made me realize how uncomfortable I was when I wasn't in the gym. Or I wasn't happy with, or I was, missing in my life. And that translates into MMA, because when you're training in the gym, like you don't have to think about anything. So it's almost like it's your like drug and your escape. But what happens when you're not able to train? You really are able to process everything that's going on. And I was able to process it. And I'm like, I'm not happy. Like, I'm just not, and that's where I really had to step up the mental training. I really had to, sit down and process all the stuff that I went through. Whether it was, the traumatic stuff that I went through as a kid when I was sexually abused. And then also just the stuff that I have to deal with as being a professional athlete. Like there's so many things. And I realized how important just your mental health and your own well-being is to your performance. And I'm so thankful. Like, honestly, I'm so thankful that I was able to tear my knee and be given that opportunity, because I feel like that's only going to make me a better fighter. It's only going to make me a more dominant champion, and it's only going to progress my career. And I'm very thankful that it was earlier on than later on. Like I had that time to heal and learn sooner rather than later.
Did you talk to someone like, mental training, all that stuff? Who helped you with all of that?
Yeah. So for me, I followed Eric Thomas for a long time. And I went to one of his speaking engagements, like his conferences, and I met him through there. And, I reached out to him. I was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. And I kind of made that connection, but I never really truly realized how much I needed him. That was way before I tore my knee. And then about a year or two later, I tore my knee, and I was like, no, I really need help. Because that was when I was sitting there in that uncomfortable situation. And I'm like, I really need to get through all this, because I can feel that I need to progress, And so I reached out to him, and he connected me with Sherry Riley. And that's kind of how all of that started, with me talking to her. And then through that, I also, realized that I still had the trauma that I had dealt with in my past that I still needed to get through. So then I did some research, and I found a trauma counselor, and I started working with them as well. And so I have 3 people that I talk to, along with, my family and all of that. But really, I really needed that time to focus on that. And so I have Eric Thomas, Sherry Riley, and a trauma counselor that I started working with.
Forgive me for following up on this, but you mentioned when you were younger, you were sexually abused. Have you ever said that before? I don't recall you talking about that. Have you spoken about this?
Yeah, a little bit. So for me, I try not to give any new information on that than just what I've already given in the past. Okay. I never wanted to build my career off of this sad thing. I mean, yeah, it's a part of my life, but I want to own that part of my life, and I want to be able to share that story in my own way and on my own time. And so I gave, I've said that before, I said that in a few of my UFC interviews last week, just talking about, some of the things I've had to overcome. And part of it was me being sexually assaulted twice in my life. And that was just kind of, as much information as I've given, and it kind of helps with the fact that, I work a lot with Operation Underground Railroad. which is a giant organization that combats human trafficking. And I reached out to them because I'm like, what can I do in my life that's going to kind of help and use my platform to help fight against that, because even though I wasn't human trafficked, but I was abused and I was, assaulted, and I've been through that situation. And so what part can I play to help other girls, other boys that have been through something even like remotely similar, to what I've been through. And I know that there's kids going through so much worse. And so that's why I reached out to them. And so obviously I can't just do the work and without them asking questions, everybody's going to ask like, why do you do this? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to be a part of it? And to me, it's something personal to me, that's the entire reason why I'm doing what I'm doing as a fighter, so that's kind of, the most I've given, but it is a part of my life. It's a part of my past, and it's a part of who I am and why I do what I do. So, that's just how it goes,
I know, I appreciate that. And, I don't want to harp on it, but I did not hear you talk about that. So I just wanted to, make sure that I understood where you were coming from.
Sure.
Where does the move to Sacramento tie into this? How does this all happen? Because it seems like that has been a tremendous move for you in your career. You seem very happy there. How do you end up there?
Yeah. So with COVID, obviously like that was kind of the start of like, I know a lot of fighters have noticed this, the start of the difficulties in training and like with coaches, because when you're fighting and different organizations have different protocols and stuff. And at the time I was training at Roufusport. And I had moved back to Roufusport from training with Mike Valley for my fight against Alexa Grasso. I just felt like it wasn't the right fit. I love him as a person. But at the same time, like I just didn't feel like a home to me. So I tried to go back to Roufusport. And that was at the time where, Anthony and Sergio were in PFL and Bellator, and the PFL and Bellator, like their quarantine was like 19 or 20 days. So in order for me to work with a coach, it's like, okay, well, he's going to be gone for so long. And I had a conversation with Duke, and he's like, I'm going to be gone for this amount of time. And I was like, all right, well, I need a coach that's going to be able to like put in the time with me. And I just didn't feel like that was where I was at anymore. And I wanted something different. I wanted a change and I wanted a fresh start, but I also wanted it at somewhere where I knew was established. I knew they had success, and I knew kind of the people, because I had met Danny, like, I think I met him 9 or 10 years ago. I met him at Dwayne's gym in Denver. So I was like, I just made a phone call. I was like, hey, I want to come out there. I want to train a little bit. This was before the Miranda Maverick fight. And so they were like, yeah, for sure, come out. And so 8 weeks before I fought Miranda, I went out for 2 weeks planning to go back to Milwaukee and just kind of cross train. Well, I spent the 2 weeks there, and then I came back out with my boyfriend, and we spent another 2 weeks. I was like, this is where we have to be. Like, this is high level gym, high level training. Everything's where we need it to be. And the environment is just a positive, goal oriented environment where they're just like chasing success. They're just chasing being a better fighter, being a better athlete, being a better person. And so it felt like a great environment to be around, a positive environment, which is definitely something that I'd been working on mentally. So we made the transition. We like stayed an extra day in a hotel, got an apartment, and then moved there. And I've felt the same way ever since. I've been very happy. Like I said, they are very success driven, but at the same time, they're very positive. Danny is always going to push you to be the best fighter you can be. And at the same time, it's they know how to have fun when it's time to have fun, but they also are like, all right, we're going to have fun while we're improving. Uriah is the same way. Joey's the same way, and it's been a really great environment, and I felt a lot of success there, and it's worked out really well. So I feel like I really have found a home, and I said that to them on fight week this time. It's like, I know that I've been known to be that fighter that like kind of bounces around, and don't get me wrong, I love traveling, and I love seeing all the other styles, and I love learning from all the coaches that want to share their knowledge. But at the same time, like, it finally feels right. It feels like a place where, we can chase the title and beyond. And I'm very happy for that.
Speaking of the title.
That was a long-winded answer.
No, it was a great answer. It was a great answer, and I'm very happy for you. Speaking of the title, you watched that fight, Valentina Taila Santos. Do your eyes open up? Do you say like the blueprint is there? I see the path. I can beat this woman.
Yeah. I can't remember the fight before that, but I feel like that was also a fight where it was a little bit, it wasn't just so easy for Valentina to just blow through these girls, And then the fight with Tyler Santos. I honestly, like, I was feeling like if she hadn't caught that headbutt, it would have been a different fight. Like, I feel like the outcome would have been different. Tyler was doing a great job. And at first I didn't really know who she was before they fought, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I hadn't paid that much attention, because she's a really good fighter, and she's going to be, I feel like if she gets a rematch, which I think she should, then she beats her, like, she's the only one so far that I've seen that has exposed Valentina the way she did. And she did it really well. So, obviously congrats to Valentina for doing the same thing again, but I do feel like that would have been a different fight had she not caught that headbutt to the eye.
How far away do you think you are from being in that discussion?
1 to 2 years.
1 to 2 years. How many fights is that for you?
Yeah. I feel like I say 1 to 2 years that's not as many fights. Like, it'd be like, I think 2 to 3 fights.
Okay.
1 to 2 fights, like 2 to 3 fights. But at the same time, like, I'm going to give myself that 2 to 3 years or 1 to 2 years, to improve. But honestly, like, if they gave me the title fight tomorrow, like, I'd be like, I know, and I truly believe in myself that I could win the title. So I'm always going to go for that. But at the same time, let's be realistic. There's places in my game that can improve. There's places in my wrestling and my striking that can be better. And I want to make sure that I'm fully prepared for that.
I know you want to be, like, everyone wants to be the first one to beat Valentina at 125. Is there anyone maybe above you right now that worries you, that you think could get to her first? Misha's fighting this weekend. She thinks that the blueprint's out if she beats Lauren Murphy. She thinks, is there any, there's Grasso out there, Manon Fiorot's out there. Are you worried about anyone getting to Valentina, beating Valentina before you can get to her?
Not really. I think the only person I think who would beat her is Tyler Santos. Like, honestly, I haven't seen anyone else emerge or like be that great. Obviously it'll be really good to see how Miesha Tate does. And of course I'm rooting for her because I've been a fan ever since, the beginning, and she's one of the legends of the sport. She's one of the originals, so it'd be really cool to see her not only have been fighting, but then also come back and be a mom and become the champion. But it's going to take someone truly special. And I honestly felt like Tyler could have done it. And if not, then I see myself doing it.
You had a pretty quick turnaround, right? You fought in April, you came back in July. Let's just presume that this contract situation gets worked out relatively quickly. Although you do strike me as a hard bargainer. I feel like you're going to bring the heat to the table. I feel like you're going to, you're not just going to let them walk all over you. You don't take the first offer, right? You take the first offer, then you come back with something.
No.
You know how it works. Okay, all right, you know what you're doing.
No, yeah. I know what I'm worth, and then you add tax, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But although, in California now, California is very expensive, right? So you got.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So you got to factor that in as well. When would you like to return, and do you have a name in mind?
So for right now, I think getting the contract negotiated, getting things figured out on that side, and then I want to fight again before the end of the year. I came out healthy. Obviously, I dealt with some personal things in between my fight with Montana and the fight with Jessica. I had some period issues and female issues that I had to deal with, and I'm still trying to take care of it. I honestly would love to fight again before the end of the year, maybe October, November. And as far as a person, I mean, someone who's ranked above me, I've had a lot of girls calling me out and be like, yeah, I want to fight her after, I want to fight the winner of this and this. And I'm like, I'm not fighting backwards, so you can work your way up, and I want to fight forward. So I'm chasing the title.
In a weird way, do you take any kind of pleasure, any kind of enjoyment out of the fact that you retired Jessica? I know you said very nice things about her and you're very respectful towards her, but is that kind of like a feather? Is that kind of like one of those deer heads on your wall? Like, do you like the fact that you retired a veteran of the game? You strike me as the kind of person that deep down, maybe you don't want to say it.
I would have liked it. I mean, honestly, like, I would have liked it better to retire her by like knocking her out or finishing her. That would be, to me, that would feel like, damn, I just retired Jessica I got a decision over a pretty, obviously a very unanimous decision. But the next time I retire someone, it's going to be like, damn, she retired them. Like after that, they were never, the only person I can think of that, like, I think that is JJ Aldrich and Jillian Robertson have never, most of the girls that I fought, they were never fought against the same. If you watched JJ Aldrich, she's not the same fighter as when I fought her. She just, like, ever since what I did to her, she's gun shy. You know, she's afraid to get hit, and she never was that fighter. Like, she's a great fighter. And she changed after I fought her. And I'm going to get that back. You know, like, I'm going to continue to do that to these girls. I take more pleasure in that, knowing that a girl is never the same after I fight her, rather than like, oh, you retired Jessica. You know, because like, that's just how I think about it.
Very happy for you. Happy for your success. Happy you're back on track.
Thank you.
I hope that everything works out with the contract, with your health. A lot of people were jumping off that bandwagon, Maycee, but not me. I just want to let you know, okay? I was still there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Driving
Next
that
time
train.
I'll be in studio. I'll come out and be in studio.
Anytime. You're welcome anytime to sit right here. Thank you for doing this on vacation. My best to your family, and talk to you very soon.
For sure. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
All right, there she is, Maycee Barber, the present and the future, dare I say. Great to talk to her. She has been through a lot. She has overcome a lot. I look forward very much to seeing her contract situation get sorted. It will get sorted. I have no doubt about that. You don't let someone like Maycee Barber walk. And let's see who she gets next. Where's she at in those UFC rankings? She's 10. I think she was talking about Jennifer Maia when she said that the previous fight for Valentina, which there was one in between, but I think she was talking about Jennifer Maia. You got, I mean, it starts to get a little dicey up there. It starts to get a little dicey up there. Andrade, Lauren Murphy, Tyler Santos. Those are big names. Those are big dogs. In a moment, we're going to be joined by Alex Pereira. I look forward to talking to him very much. Of course, he's coming off that big win over Sean Strickland, UFC 276. And it appears as though he is next. Oh, here's Jedi chiming in, GC. Joe Lozon's first UFC fight was September 2006. Nate's was June 2007. So it seems as though Joe has been around a little bit longer. That's pretty damn close. Okay, so I'll let you tell Nathan that he was not exactly factually correct. Okay? All right? All right, without further ado now, let us say hello to the number one contender in the middleweight division of the UFC, the one and only Alex Pereira, undefeated in the UFC, coming off a massive win over Sean Strickland, now 3-0 inside the octagon. And since he has transitioned back to MMA, 4-0. Of course, that knockout in November of 2020, LFA was tremendous. Here he is, Pohatan, Alex Pereira. Obrigado, Alex. Bom dia.
Bom dia. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem, my friend.
Hey.
All good. And we're joined by your man, Plinio. Plinio, am I getting that correct?
Yeah. Plinio, yeah, I'm here.
Plinio,
Perfect.
my bad. Thank you for helping us out with the translation. And it's nice to see you guys. Can I ask you, Alex, when you signed with the UFC last year, it was not even a year it's been, and you made your debut in November of 2021, just a few months ago at Madison Square Garden. If I would have told you by the summer of 2022, you'd be number one contender about to fight for the title, honestly, would you have believed me?
Alex, se ano passado ele tivesse chegado em você quando você assinou com o UFC em novembro e dizer que no verão agora, né, 6, 7 meses depois, você já seria o desafiante número 1 no cinturão do UFC, você já teria acreditado?
A gente, os planos que a gente teve foram 100% aí, né, concretizado. E a gente teve um plano, né? A minha equipe é uma equipe séria, desde o meu empresário, né? É um cara que vem casando as lutas para mim e vem direcionando a minha carreira, que está sendo 100%, né? Que é o joinha, todo mundo conhece. Então o trabalho é sério, né? Então, desde o início, até antes de eu assinar com o próprio UFC, a gente já sabia que hora que a gente ia chegar.
Well, this is a plan that's been drawn for a long time and it's been becoming concrete, For a long time we've been planning for this, We have the best manager in the business, thanks to our manager, Jorge Guimarães, joining for the Brazilian crowd. So even before the UFC, we laid down the cards on the table. Like we had planned this, and following the plan is becoming concrete.
It's incredible to see what has happened, and it's incredible to see how far you've come in this short amount of time in MMA. You get this opportunity against Sean, and everyone afterwards seems to think he made a very big mistake. Even his own team said he diverted from the game plan. It was not very smart to try and stand and trade with you. When you're seeing the fight unfold as it was, are you surprised that he's not trying to take you down, that he's not trying to make this into a dirty MMA fight, and he's actually trying to stand and trade with an incredible kickboxer like yourself?
Bom, vindo dessa vitória fantástica com o Sean Strickland, olhando aquela luta, todos pensaram que ele fez a estratégia totalmente errada, né? Até o próprio equipe dele falou que não era esse o plano dele ir trocar com você. E o que você acha desse plano dele de ter ido trocar com um trocador tão fantástico como você?
Eu imaginei, né, que ele, com certeza, o intuito dele era colocar eu para baixo. Eu vejo muitas pessoas, alguns especialistas falando, né, até a própria equipe, né, falando. Eu não sabia da equipe, né, que eles estavam pensando dessa mesma forma, mas até a própria equipe falando, né, que até elas ficaram surpresas. Só que da forma que eu me comportei ali dentro daquele octógono, para quem entende um pouco de luta, viu que eu não deixei brecha para ele tentar me agarrar. Por ele ser um cara de alto nível, né, ele viu que não, em nenhum momento ele poderia me colocar para baixo, pelo menos até aquele momento que eu nocauteei ele, né? Porque ele é um cara experiente e ele sabia da distância e do tempo para me colocar para baixo. E até o momento eu não dei essa oportunidade para ele. Talvez outras pessoas com falta de experiência talvez tentariam me colocar para baixo, mas não iria conseguir porque seria numa distância errada e a pessoa iria se cansar. Então ele foi um cara correto, tenho certeza que ele estava tentando achar o melhor momento, mas eu não dei esse momento para ele.
Well, I didn't know David, his team say that, but throughout the way that I see the fight, honestly, I knew that he intended to take me down, was on his plan. But we talk about the number 4 contender, ranked guy, right? So he's a real high-level guy. He's actually fought, under the limitation that he had. He was going to try to take me down, but he didn't have no opportunity for that. Maybe a less ranked guy, a less experienced guy, we had tried to shoot or to pursue more that takedown, but Sean's very smart. He saw that I gave him no opening on timing and no space for him to be able to try to take me down. So by the time, the fight went as he went, but it's more because I kind of didn't give him no opening on my game plan the way that I trade with him.
So you get that incredible knockout. The crowd is hyped. Everyone's excited. And then a couple of fights later comes Izzy, and he gets his win over Jared Cannonier. He has been criticized for his performance. Even he said it was an off night. I'm curious, what did you think? You were sitting there cage side, you were watching it. What did you think of his performance against Jared Cannonier?
Bom, você vê esse nocaute incrível, né? E na mesma noite, 2 lutas depois, lutou o Israel Adesanya com o Cannonier, né? Fez uma luta que muitos criticaram e você estava ali sentado da frente do cage assistindo. O que você tem a falar sobre a performance dele naquela noite?
Bom, se ele fosse um cara que não tivesse falado nada e tivesse feito a luta, e é uma luta da forma que foi, ele não prometeu, eu iria pensar, ele não prometeu nada, tá tudo certo. Mas da forma que ele falou que talvez não, falou que faria parecer fácil, né? Então, e fazer o que fez, né? Uma luta que, não foi empolgante, né? Nem para mim, nem para o público que eu vi ali. Eu estava presente, não estou mentindo. Tem vídeos, né? Vendo essas. Travou. Oi, tá escutando?
Yeah, we're still here.
Travou. Né? Ô, Plínio.
Plínio, you still there? Did we lose him?
Plínio.
I hear you, Alex. I see you. I hear you. But maybe we lost. Did we lose Plinio? What happened? Plinio's frozen or Alex is... Oh, that's weird. Okay, we'll get him back. You speak English, Alex, or no? Poquito? No?
No.
No. We'll get... All I speak Portuguese. I speak açaí, obrigado, parabéns, bom dia, graças a Deus.
É,
Not, it's good if you understand English or no? You can't speak. You can't understand or speak. No, nothing. Huh? Nada.
não, não.
Disconnect in the middle of the sentence.
Oh, he's back.
Alex, você,
Oi.
somehow my thing disconnected here. Sorry.
No
Alex,
problem.
E aí?
Você falou que a luta não foi. Eu parei de eu escutar quando você falou que tudo que ele prometeu e a luta não foi empolgante para você e para o
Não.
público.
Tudo bem, então vamos lá, vamos de novo nessa aqui. Então,
Ok, we do it again.
tá, então eu tava do lado, né, ali na frente, né, do octógono, e, cara, ele prometeu algo que não foi cumprido, né? Ele falou que faria uma luta que iria parecer fácil, né? E chegou, não foi isso, né? Foi uma luta difícil para ele ali. E eu acho que o adversário foi mérito todo dele, né? Eu acho que ele impôs o jogo ali, tentou buscar. Então isso dificultou para o Adesanya e ele não cumpriu com o que ele prometeu. Não me empolgou o público, eu não estou mentindo, tenho provas, tem vídeo das pessoas no quarto round indo embora, né? Quando uma luta é empolgante, mesmo você sabendo que o árbitro vai levantar a mão ali de um cara que você já sabe, as pessoas querem ver isso, entendeu? E, poxa, antes de terminar a luta já estavam indo embora. Então, isso para mim foi decepcionante, não só para mim, mas pro MMA mundial.
Well, if he didn't have ran his mouth the way that he did, saying that he was going to make that fight look easy, I would have stayed quiet. But he promised to make look easy. He talks a lot of stuff before the fight, and they're making a fight that was not only not exciting to me, but exciting to the crowd. People were leaving on round 4, so in general, was a fight that was a boomer for the MMA world in general.
It seems to me like his team, I spoke to his coach beforehand, Eugene Behrman. They seem to feel like, even though he pretty much accepted the fight in the cage, that maybe you needed to have a few more fights before you got to this point. Maybe earn it, if you will, in the UFC. You ever see those comments? And if so, what do you make of them?
Bom, parece que, não só para ele, mas para o time dele, né? O Ariel teve com o professor dele aí, com o coach dele umas semanas atrás, e mesmo depois dele ter prometido lá no cage para lutar com você, eles ainda acham que talvez você deveria fazer algumas lutas antes de lutar pelo cinturão. E o que você acha disso aí?
É o cara que estava empolgado, é o cara que quer lutar comigo, e ter uma declaração dessa daí mostra que está com medo, né? Ele ainda se impõe um pouco ali, né? Falando que quer realmente a luta, né? Às vezes eu consigo enxergar que ele não quer essa luta, joga um pouco a responsabilidade um pouco pro time dele, né? Porque é difícil um lutador pegar e falar assim, não, eu não quero lutar com esse cara. Então a equipe vai falar por ele, entendeu? Mas quando a equipe, o Plínio é do meu time, eu vou deixar gravado aqui. Se um dia ele falar que, ele, o Glover, falar assim, não, a gente não acha legal e tal, é porque eu não acho legal, né? Eu posso jogar até a responsabilidade para eles, porque a gente é um time, mas se eles não acham, eu não estou achando legal. Então, o Adesanya, eu acho que ele comanda a parada ali, é ele que está ali em cima trocando porrada, e ele decide, né? Junto com o time, mas a primeira palavra é a dele, entendeu? E se o time está falando, é porque ele já decidiu. E as palavras ali do time é a palavra dele.
Well, first of all, it's sad, right? Somebody says something like that in the cage, and then they kind of pull back on the word like that. It's something kind of funny, but it just displays that they do not want that fight. It's not a fight that is interesting for them, So the way that first of all, you can say that his coach say that, but coaches don't make the final decision, Like Alex say, if one day Plínio, me, or Glover make a comment like that, that means that Alex knows, and this is also Alex's opinion, because the last word is his, right? The last word is the fighter. Coach don't go and just say, we don't think that fight is serious, but it's just my opinion. No, every team get together, before and after everything, and make a balance of everything, go on with the same idea. So we believe that none of them are interesting, but it's not a good fight for them.
Have you been told, Alex, that you are definitely getting the next title shot against Izzy? Has this been said to you or your team?
Você e o seu time ouviram, foi dito para vocês que você vai ter a próxima luta contra o Adesanya.
Sim, isso tá certo já. Pô, cerca de um mês atrás, mais ou menos. Um mês atrás, não, minto. Quando eu assinei o contrato da luta contra o Sean Strickland, já estava com o contrato já, não da luta contra o Adesanya, mas a gente já tinha um acordo já, porque eu já renovei. Na minha segunda luta, eu teria 4 lutas, né, no meu primeiro contrato. Como eu fiz as 2 lutas naquela maior dificuldade de arrumar um adversário, todo mundo recusando, a gente já fechou um outro contrato para a gente já adiantar essa parte, entendeu? De estar próximo de disputar o cinturão. Porque, pô, estava sendo muito difícil para casar essa luta. Então, pô, tem um campeão aí, já que ninguém quer lutar, o campeão tem que lutar, pô, ele não é o melhor, então tem que provar que ele é o melhor.
Well, once we fought our first 2 matches, right? I fought my first 2 matches in the UFC. Was very, very hard to get me an opponent. You know, first we signed the standard UFC 4-fight agreement, right? The contract everybody do.
Mm-hmm.
Then after those 2 fights, since it was harder to get opponents and stuff, we renegotiated the contract. And on that deal was that next fight was going to be a title fight, you know? And so it's harder to get me fights, harder to get fights for the champ. He's the champ, right? You got to fight anybody that is below.
You think you're going to get it, though, right?
Você acha que você vai lutar no cinturão depois, né? A próxima, né, Alex? Você tem certeza?
A certeza não tem como ter, né? Mas, assim, o acordo tá com o UFC. Às vezes a gente vê algumas coisas mudando, mas a gente já fez um acordo, entendeu? Com o UFC. Eu diria que está certo, entendeu? O próprio meu empresário já deu depoimentos aí em vídeos falando que, pô, tá fechado a luta. Então, é o que eu tô passando para o pessoal, né? E outra, o Adesanya sabe disso, né? Porque ali ele falou, não, eu quero lutar com o Pereira, né? Mas, assim, ele sabe que o acordo já tá feito. Então, ele não vai chegar e vai falar assim, não, o Alex precisa de mais uma luta, eu não vou lutar com ele agora, porque ele sabe que vai ter que lutar. Então, ele falou isso, né, para mostrar que tá corajoso, tá encorajado, entendeu?
Well, do I have 100% sure? No, because I don't have full control of the situation, but it's on our agreement, it's on my deal, on my contract. We signed at the next fight. It is actually for the title. Our manager not only spoke that for us, but clearly spoke on every interview to see George speaking around his claims, and he says that we are fighting for the title next. Actually, Israel just said that on the ring that he want to fight me is because, you know, he knows that that's the right to run because it's already on the paper. He have to fight me for the title next. It is on the deal. So he's not going to go and say, oh, he got to fight 3, 4, 5 more times when he knows that on the paper it is that I'm next. So
and when he talks about the 2 fights that you had in kickboxing, he says, don't just look at the finish. I made one mistake. Watch the whole fight. It seems to me, at least, that he thinks that, he was getting the better of you, that he could have won, especially the second one when, you finished him. Had he not made the mistake, he would have ended up beating you. When you hear him talk about the 2 fights, and in particular the second one, what do you think?
Bom, o argumento dele, ainda mais sobre a segunda luta, fica perguntando para todo mundo se eles assistiram a segunda luta até antes de ele ser nocauteado, né? Falando que ele estava tendo a melhor do que você. E quando você assiste as 2 lutas, e principalmente a segunda, o que você pensa?
Cara, ele é um cara que mente para si próprio, entendeu? Isso é mentir para si próprio. Porque a luta tem uma regra. No kickbox ali, pô, seriam 3 rounds, entendeu? Pô, a luta tem os 3 rounds, ele deveria fazer algo. Ele fez algo contundente ali, né, no segundo round, mas ele não finalizou a luta, tá dentro da regra, entendeu? O que eu posso dizer é que ele vai ter uma outra... Esquece essas 2 lutas, esquece. Ele vai ter uma outra chance. Ele tá tendo uma chance agora, entendeu? Uma nova chance. É a mesma coisa. O Glover, vamos falar do Glover. O Glover tava ganhando a luta ali, pô, pra mim, ganhando todos os rounds, entendeu? Mas ele perdeu. Isso é real, entendeu? Só que agora ele vai ter mais uma chance, entendeu? Para mostrar que, pô, pode vencer o cara, entendeu? é isso daí. O que ele tá tendo agora é uma nova chance. Esquece o que passou.
Well, he said he's kind of like lying to his own self so he can boost his motivation. You watch the fight, he had his good and bad moments, but we fought on the kickboxing rule, and on the kickboxing rule, I knocked him out. So it's the same as like Glover, for an example. He was winning his last fight, right? Or every round, in my opinion. But he lost that fight. Now he's going to have an opportunity to prove that he's better than the other guy. I knocked him out, right? I won that fight. So now he's going to have a third opportunity to try to prove that he's better than me.
You fight him again, in your mind, in your heart, how do you think you win? How do you see the fight playing out?
Bom, você, na sua cabeça, no seu coração, como é que você vê você ganhando essa próxima luta? Como é que você acha que a luta vai ser?
Cara, uma luta muito difícil aí. Eu acho que vai ser uma das lutas mais difíceis que eu vou... Até o momento que eu tive, né? Que eu vou ter agora essa luta. É um cara que tá mostrando, né? Que é diferenciado, é um campeão, né? De verdade, tem toda a história de vida aí. Acho que ele merece tudo que tá acontecendo com ele. Mas, pô, chegou a minha vez agora também de brilhar. Tô fazendo tudo, né? Para que isso dê certo. Tô focado nos meus treinos, focado 100% no MMA. Mas eu acho que vai ser uma guerra, uma luta de... quem não assistir essa luta só vai perder com isso, entendeu? Porque é uma luta que... Isso eu posso garantir. Eu posso garantir que vai ser empolgante, né? Só que vai estar assistindo ali. Eles não vão querer sair para... vou no banheiro, vou beber um copo de água. Não. Eu vou empolgar esse pessoal que é fã do MMA. Então... Mas assim, eu sempre frisando, é uma luta dura. Uma das mais duras que eu vou ter na minha vida.
Well, I see this being a very hard and difficult fight. Maybe the hardest fight that I ever had. Israel, gotta give it to him too. He's a great champion. He's a great fighter. He have a great story. But now it's my time to shine. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. I'm gonna bring in I think it's gonna be a very exciting fight to everybody that watches. And who does not watch this fight is gonna miss one of the greatest MMA moments ever. I've been training MMA a lot. These are MMA fights, not a kickboxing fight. But I'm gonna make this turn into a war, the most exciting MMA fights ever. But I know it's gonna be a hard fight.
Just two other quick questions, if I can, for him. In a perfect world, does he wishes that maybe he had one or two fights before this one, or does he feel like, he hasn't had as many MMA fights as he had in kickboxing, or does he feel like he is ready to fight someone of Izzy's caliber right now?
No mundo perfeito, se você pudesse ter escolhido, você gostaria de ter tido talvez mais uma ou duas lutas antes de chegar nessa luta para você se adaptar mais ao MMA? Ou ao MMA, ou você acha que devido a você ter vindo no kickboxing, ou você acha que agora você está pronto?
Bom, eu acho que eu estou pronto, 100%, né? Para algumas pessoas, acham que eu comecei agora no MMA, né? Mas não, desde 2015 aí, não com esse foco total, né? Que eu estou agora, mas eu vim tendo um preparo, né? Já no MMA e na parte em pé, né? Com kickbox, fiz uma grande história. E, cara, hoje eu estou focado 100% no MMA e estou pronto para disputar esse cinturão e eu acho que é o melhor momento.
I'm fully ready right now. I believe that I'm fully ready. People think that it's just now, but I've been training mixed martial arts since 2015. Of course, not fully focused on me, but now, yes. So I think I'm on my best moment right now and I'm ready.
Okay, and by the way, I'm just curious, what did you make of his line? I don't know if it meant anything to you. He said he's going to leave you frozen like Elsa. Are you a fan of Frozen? Do you know what this means? Your reaction to this line?
Não sei se vai fazer sentido para você, mas ele falou que vai te deixar congelado no chão, igual a Elsa do Frozen. Não sei se você é fã do Frozen, do desenho ou não, mas o que você tem a dizer?
Cara, o que eu tenho a dizer é o seguinte, eu tive uma vida um pouco sofrida, difícil, né? Eu comecei a trabalhar na borracharia com 12 anos de idade, então a minha infância ali foi meio que interrompida, né? Para mim estar trabalhando, Então, não acompanhei muito desenho animado, filme, série. Eu sou um cara que, às vezes, você me pergunta as coisas e eu não vou saber te responder, eu vou falar que eu não vi. Algumas pessoas vão falar que eu sou um cara arrogante por isso, mas a minha infância foi diferente. Eu tive a maior parte da minha infância ocupado com o meu trabalho para me sustentar, né, e tentar ajudar a minha família. Então, quando ele falou algo a respeito de desenho, às vezes eu vejo ele fazendo coisas de desenho animado. Isso para mim, cara, não faz sentido. Não faz sentido porque eu nem sei quem é Frozen. Eu não estou sendo arrogante, eu não estou sendo ignorante. Eu nem sabia até o momento quem era Frozen, né? E não sei se falaram se vai congelar alguma coisa do gelo, sei lá, né? E eu não estava entendendo nada. Uma que eu não falo inglês, né? E mesmo se eu soubesse falar inglês, se eu entendesse o inglês, eu teria a minha mesma fisionomia seria a mesma, porque, cara, ele falou que ia fazer tal a luta parecer fácil e não fez, né? Então, cara, as pessoas criam expectativa, ele engana as pessoas. Eu vou fazer isso, chega lá, é outra coisa. Eu não, as pessoas já têm expectativa, eu fico na minha, eu fico quieto. Pô, Alex vai nocautear? Não, eu quero fazer uma boa luta. Chego lá, nocauteio. Pô, a galera, caramba, pô, que top e tal. E aí é onde as pessoas começam a ver quem que é o Alex Pereira, né? Então, essa parada de Frozen, de Naruto, de Dragon Ball Z, de Naruto, de Dragon Ball Z, isso para mim não faz sentido algum. Algumas pessoas que entendem e acreditam no desenho, talvez é influenciado. Vou te congelar. Aí o cara fala, caramba, velho, ele vai me congelar igual o desenho animado. Pô, será que ele vai me congelar mesmo? Mas vai me congelar como? Pô, eu não sei como que ele vai congelar, entendeu? Como é que vai me colocar dentro do freezer? É isso? Não sei. Eu não sei como funciona esse desenho.
Brother, look, number one, he spent a childhood watching cartoons. I spent my childhood working on a tire shop. Try to make money and provide for my family for a better life. I didn't watch no cartoons. First, number two, I don't speak English. So when he comes and say, I'm going to leave you frozen and all this kind of stuff, like, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Frozen, it makes no difference for me. I don't watch no cartoons. He's been fooling the people. He created expectation, like he said, that he was going to make this last fight Cannonier look easy and then makes a show, talks a lot, and goes over there as a boomer. For me, no, I just stay quiet. People say, going to knock the guy out. I say, I don't know, let's see. But people create the expectation because I stay quiet, but then I knock people out, I shock everybody. You know what I mean? No, he keeps saying, I'm going to froze, you froze this. Like, for me, it makes no sense. I'm not even watching cartoon. What are you going to do? You're going to put me on the fridge? Like, you know what I mean? Let's fight.
I can't wait. Alex, thank you. Obrigado. Appreciate it. I hope we get to see this fight. You know what I say? You, Izzy, Madison Square Garden, November. Glover against Jiri, also on the card. Madison Square Garden. You guys get to fight close to home. I think that would be great stuff. I would love to see it. So thank you very much to you. Good luck. And Plinio, thank you so much as well. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Alex, muito obrigado. Tô esperando muito para ver essa luta. Gostaria muito que fosse aí Madison Square Garden em novembro. Você é a luta principal e o Glover como main event aí. Sensacional. Muito obrigado a todos aí.
Bom, muito obrigado. Agradeço também por toda essa divulgação, né? Tá sendo feito com a minha imagem. Sei que seu canal aí, muitas pessoas vão assistir, é um canal de grande importância. Então, muito obrigado aí por tudo.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you and giving the opportunity. In your channel, a lot of people watch to be helping to promote my image too. So I really appreciate everything.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Thank you, guys. All the best.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Alex Pereira. I can't wait for that fight. Golly, I can't wait for that fight. Golly, the buildup is going to be great because you know that there's a history there. And if they promote it the right way, and if they can get the footage from Glory and promote this the right way, and I always say Glory, from the kickboxing organization. What was the organization? If New York Rick was here, he'd be like, it was for Kickboxing All-Stars 2023. Glory of Heroes. That's why I always make the mistake. And what was the other one? Glory of Heroes. All right, so what's the difference? Glory. So I knew there was a Glory in there. Glory of Heroes 7 and Glory of Heroes, I guess, 1 in China, 2016, April of 2016. And then the rematch happened in Sao Paulo in March of 2017. That's the one where he won via third-round knockout. And that was Izzy's last kickboxing match. amazingly. Prior to that, he fought in 2007, but then he fully went into it. He had gone back and forth, but after that Pereira fight, he was fully entrenched. As of 2017, he was fully entrenched. So can't wait for it. I hope we get to see it. It's the guy that should be fighting Izzy next. Build it the right way, show the footage, get the footage, tell the story. You know, it kind of gets under the skin a little bit that, you know, they talk about the knockout, but know what happened before. Everything is perfect. This is the fire fight. This is you wish that he could engage a little bit, you know, in a perfect world. It always helps. But look, Izzy can sell a fight, and the history is there, the footage is there. Jose Aldo couldn't speak English in the build-up to the Conor fight, and it was gigantic stuff. So you don't necessarily need it. I hope they do it soon. And I hear Izzy wants to come back relatively soon. I would not be surprised if this happens in the third or fourth quarter of 2022. Stay tuned for that. Speaking of third, fourth quarter, October, Abu Dhabi, we found out Belal Muhammad versus Sean Brady. Big time fight happening. UFC 280, not 281, 280. October 22nd. We're being joined now by the great and undefeated Sean Brady. There he is. What's up, Sean? How are you?
I'm good, brother. What's going on? How is everything?
Everything's great. Great to have you back on. A big Andrew Schultz fan.
Yes, big Andrew Schultz fan. I think he's hilarious. I love that he doesn't hold back on anything. And then you're too little. That interview was I was running on the treadmill and I was watching it and I was like, this is great. It's a friendship I didn't know I needed, but I'm happy I got. So,
I appreciate it.
It's a good one. It's a good one. He's the man, though. I can't wait. When's the special come out? Is it today or tomorrow?
Sunday, July 17th.
Okay, I'll be buying that, so I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Well done. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. You get the fight. You've been vocal as of late, but I'm just curious. Your last fight was in November against Michael Chiesa, big time win for you. Why the hell is it taking 11 months for you to get back in there? What's going on behind the scenes here?
So my timeline was in the Chiesa fight. I broke my nose, so I didn't know how I was going to go about getting it fixed because obviously you can see it's still crooked, but you can get your septum fixed to make sure you can breathe and everything like that. So I think it was around February or March, I decided to get the surgery. And up until that point, they offered me only one. I was trying to get a fight and I didn't get anything. They eventually offered me something, but I already had my surgery scheduled. And that's the last time I was offered a fight. And since my surgery, since I got cleared, I've literally been training I got my surgery in March. I've been training since I got cleared. Like I was fighting any day. I've been doing 3 sessions a day. Like my nutrition, everything's on point. I'd be doing that anyway, but I've been training thinking I was going to fight in May, June, July, August, and nothing was coming up. I hired Nima. Nima's been doing a great job with me. He's a Hendra Gracie black belt. He's a friend of the family, so he's a really good dude. And they were like, "Listen, man, you got to get out there. You got to start talking a little bit of crap." A couple guys were turning me down of the bigger names, and so it came to the point where we were going through the rankings, like looking at the guys from 15 to 30, you know, like I was getting to the point where I just wanted to fight. So we weren't hearing anything. Then eventually they came back with Belal. I guess they were trying to work on it for a while. And listen, I understand why Belal didn't want to take this fight at first. He's number 5. He just beat number 5. He doesn't need to fight backwards, you know, like kudos to him for doing it because most guys want to do it. Like he's in a great position. I was talking a little shit on Belal online, but that's all business. I respect Belal. Paul Felder's a great fan of both of ours. I respect him. I respect him for taking the fight. And I'm just happy I'm finally getting back in there. I mean, it's still far away, but I'm just happy to have a fight and have something booked and just know what's going on in my life. You know, it's so hard to structure your life when you don't know when you could be fighting. You know, like I'm getting my weddings in May. I want to get at least 2 fights in before then. So like I got a lot going on and I just want to fight. I want to be active. My body's healthy. I'm the best. I'm getting better every day and I just want to get after it.
By the way, can I just say, if I close my eyes right now, I feel like I'm talking to Eddie Alvarez and I love it. The way you say fight or something. That's a Philly thing, right?
Yeah. Eddie was just with us. He's down at, he's at Sanford right now. He stays in Florida like sometimes, but Yeah, he's been training with us. Hopefully he has something coming up. But yeah, that's my dog.
I love even how you say hopefully sounds exactly like Eddie. What a legend. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm wondering. A couple of weeks, and by the way, you did sign with Nima Safapor, who's been in the sport for so long, represents the likes of Alexander Gustafsson and Gegard Mousasi, and was with Hamza.
Yes.
I mean, he has a murderer's row, so it's a great team to be a part of. You kind of
100%.
come up, and it's not really your style to talk that trash. Do you think you don't get this fight if you didn't start talking trash?
I think I would have eventually, because if the way you look at the division, Belal is number 5. The 4 guys ahead of him, Colby's not fighting anytime soon. Gilbert he wants like a really big name fight, and nothing against Belal. He's a big name, but he's not the biggest name. Then you have Hamzat. I think Hamzat's fighting Nate, but who knows? And then Leon's fighting Kamaru. Yeah. So there's really nobody ahead of Belal for him. So I think, because that's what he was saying at first. He's like, dude, I got people ranked ahead of me. And then that's where I want to fight. And I get that, but none of them realistically are available. So I'm the next best option. If you can beat the undefeated guy who's 15-0, he should be right there. But this is a good fight for me. I'm gonna swoop into the top 5 with this fight, and it's gonna be my time to shine.
So this fight is happening October 22nd. It isn't even July 22nd. So we're talking a little over 3 months from now. Yeah, and it sounds like to me, just looking at you and the way you're speaking, like it feels like you're about to fight July 30th in Dallas. How are you going to not burn yourself out?
Because I love it. Nobody loves this game more than I do. I had sparring this morning. I'll go for a run today. I have drills at night. You know, I'm training 3 times a day because it's what I love to do, and I literally have nothing else to do. It's what I do. You know, it's my job, and I love it. But like you said, you are right. My coaches are trying to pull the reins back, make sure I don't burn myself out. But I'm smart. I've been doing this a while. I eat very good. I take care of my body very good. I'm just going to try to go spend a couple of days down the shore, do something with my wife, because, like I said, I've literally been training for 6 months, thinking I was going to have something like very, very soon, and that just wasn't the case. But I guess I was in such a rush to get to the top 15, get in the top 10, that I didn't realize like stuff gets held up, you know, and there's politics and there's people sitting on the rankings and guys don't want certain matchups. But I got a good matchup and I got a fight, and that's all that matters.
As you just said earlier, you beat Belal, you're in the mix, you're in the top 5. Just curious, you seem confident, you're 15-0. It's not maybe because like you may not have the names on the resume, but you're also having a hard time getting the fights. Do you think if they booked you against the champion, you could win that fight right now? Like, do you feel like you are the man
100%.
Right now?
I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Everybody knows I'm the guy. Who doesn't know? Everyone who knows me knows I'm the guy. You know, like I said, I train with high-level guys. I've been training with high-level guys my whole life. And honestly, I think the best thing that ever happened to me was my Chiesa fight and not performing to my highest standard. Because I see these guys like saying, Sean Strickland isn't good. His cardio sucks. They don't know I broke my nose and all these other things, but that's fine. I want people to think that I don't have conditioning. I want people to think I don't have good striking. Think I'm just a grappler and I only have 1 round of conditioning, because that's going to be the worst thing you've ever done in your life. Because realistically, I run more than anybody. I do more rounds than I do more work than anybody. I know the highest level guys. I do more work than any of them. So that's the thing about MMA. You have one bad night and people can say all this shit about you, but the real fighters know. That's why real fighters don't disrespect. Like, they don't disrespect other fighters. Like, they know what it is. They know you can have one bad night. It's these fans and these fake ass fans and these trolls. So October 22nd, I'm going to show everybody what the fuck is up and who I am.
Oh, yeah, Sean, I love this. I'm getting fired up just listening to you right now. I wish you were fighting next week, for freaking sake. This is tremendous stuff. By the way, what do you think of Belal's his last few performances? How do you feel he's been performing?
Dude, he's the guy. He's beaten. He has more top 10 wins than mostly anybody in the division right now. He looks great. I thought Luque was going to be the next guy fighting for the belt. You know, I thought he was going to beat Belal, and Belal did his thing. And yeah, and then before that, he beat Damian Maia. He beat Wonder Boy. So he's on a nice run, and it's going to be great for me for when I beat him. But he looks great. Our division's stacked. It's the best it's ever been. It needs more movement. Like, I was trying to fight Wonder Boy, and I wasn't trying to fight Wonder Boy because it's a good stylistic matchup for me. I just want to fight the next guy ahead of me. And back to these fucking internet guys. Oh, you just want to fight the guy who's 39 and up, who's 39 years old, blah, blah, blah. If you can't get taken down and get back up, then that's a problem. Like, go do something else. But I love Wonder Boy, but I'm just saying, like, and if you want to do like the Nate and the Nick Diaz fights and all that shit, that's fine, but don't be in the rankings. The point of being in the rankings is to work your way up and become a champion or challenge for a belt. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I just want the next guy ahead of me that was going to get me there, and it just wasn't happening.
This is tremendous. You know, when you were on last time, you were all like nice, respectful, soft-spoken. You've had enough. I love this.
Fired up.
I love this.
Fired up, Ariel. Fired up.
But I'm still a little bit concerned about the next 3 months, if I'm being honest. I don't know how you're going to you're not going to like wreck some fools in the gym.
I mean, we get after it every day. So I'm going to be training. I'm going to be I'm smart. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to take a little bit of, like, to me, taking time. People think like a week or two. Like, I'll take a night or two off extra. But I love this. You know, I truly love when I'm done fighting, I'm going to start competing like high level jiu-jitsu. I'm going to be training until literally the day I die and I can't get on the mat. So it's my life and it's my lifestyle, and yeah, I'll be good. But
all right.
Abu Dhabi's going to be crazy, man. I've never even left the country. So I literally would always tell people, I'm like, I never want to go to Abu Dhabi. And then they send over the contract. It's Abu Dhabi. I'm like, fuck. But it's the fight I want. And this doesn't last long. This ride, it's a short ride, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to do everything I need to do to make the most of it.
Wait a second, and just curious, why did you not want to fight in Abu Dhabi?
Just because it's far as shit.
Yeah, it's far. Time difference and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I just never went to fight outside the country. Like, the furthest I've ever been was Vegas. But we're gonna.
Wow.
We might go. Yeah. We might go do some training in another country with some other people, and then make our way over to Abu Dhabi. It's something me and my team have been talking about. So I want to make sure I'm acclimated to everything out there, the weather. I'm going to get on the phone with Charles from the UFC PI and just get everything broken down on like when I should be there, what I should be doing. And yeah, I just want to make sure I can perform to my highest level and not have any of the travel affect that.
By the way, you've never been to Canada, never left the U.S. What the hell,
I'm from
man?
Philly, bro. I know people in Philadelphia who've never left Philadelphia. They go to the Jersey Shore, and that's the furthest they've ever been. They go to Wildwood, and that's it.
Yeah. Do you have a passport?
Yeah, I got a passport.
All right.
When I got signed to the UFC, me and my wife she was my girlfriend at the time. We got passports because we didn't know where we could be going. But luckily, they've kept me in the country up until now. But it's all good. It's going to be an adventure. I'm going to have my whole team with me. I got the best coaches, Daniel Gracie, John Marquez, Jonathan Webb. I'm going to have my whole squad with me. And yeah, hopefully one of my teammates can get on the card and make it, maybe they give Jiri Prochazka on there. Your boy, Andre.
Come on, Andre. We don't speak about Andre here. I mean, talk about fumbling the bag. His face, I'd be staring at him right now. I'm staring at Virna Jandiroba instead. He blew it.
He did. He fumbled.
He fumbled.
He knows it too. He
knows it. He knows it. All right. As long as he knows it. As long as he knows it. By the way, we're open for negotiations. So if he wants to come forward with another offer to get on the wall, and by the way, the offer is out there for you as well. We can come up with, if you'd like to be more immortalized, we have plenty of real estate here. I just want to let you know. One
of my only rules, Ariel, is I've had the same walkout song since my pro debut. Never changed it.
Never changing it? What is it?
I have like a million other songs I'd rather walk out to, but
can't change it.
That's the
Undefeated.
one thing I'll never change it. Never undefeated with the song. Never change it.
What is it?
It's DJ Khaled and Meek Mill. They Don't Love You No More.
Wow.
And I came out to it when I was 21. And there's so many better Meek Mill songs being from Philly that I can come out to, but I just got to keep it. I got to keep riding with it. It's been doing me right so far.
And why'd you choose that one? Like, what was the reason for the debut? Why'd you pick that one?
It was just like a hype song, and then it stuck. And then I won't even, me and my wife, we won't even listen. It's not on any of my like Spotify playlists. It's not. Only time I'll ever listen to the song is if it comes on the radio or something like that. I never actually put it on, and whenever it does come on, I'll listen to it. But I never put it on. It's like,
why not? When you're training, you don't.
I don't know. It's just like. It's just something. It's something weird. She's the same way. She won't put it on when she's running or anything. But if it comes on, we'll listen to it. I don't know. It's weird.
Are you a superstitious guy?
That's my only thing.
Wow, weird.
That's my only one. That's my
I like
only
it.
one.
I respect it. I have no problem with it. So
yeah.
By the way, how is the nose? Like if we sparred right now, I don't know if you've seen some of my boxing lately. It's been a little bit crisp. People are
I'd
talking
fuck
about
you up, Ariel.
You think so? Because I don't know. Yeah. The head movement is very, very. I mean, it's like that moving target, never on the center line.
I seen the boxing.
Yeah.
And same thing. You and Andrew Schultz, you and Nate Diaz, favorite combos.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Watch the whole interview yesterday. Great stuff.
Thank you, man. And I see you retweet the stuff about the show. I appreciate the support very much.
I love it.
Very kind. But how is the nose? Like, is there any pain?
It's great.
No,
I'm sparring. At first, I was wearing a headgear, just trying to be cautious, and now I'm just raw dogging it. I still wear my headgear every now and then, but
what an analogy. Jesus. All right.
It's
I've never heard anyone use that to describe taking off headgear, but God bless.
It's a Philly thing, probably.
Okay.
But no, it's great. We sparred 5 rounds this morning. We did like 7 or 8, 9 live rolls. So I've been getting after it, sparring. My nose feels great. My body feels great. I do a lot. Like, I'm smart. I got my guys over. It's called Prochazka physical therapy. Luckily they're not related to my Andre Prochazka, but they're good dudes. I get ART done. Like, I try to do as much to take care of my body, so I can do this for as long as possible, you know? So I try to be smart. Like, same thing with like my nutrition. I drink now maybe like once or twice a year. I just love being, I hate feeling like crap and not being able to perform, and I won't do anything to sacrifice performance.
By the way, ATR, what is that?
ART, active release therapy.
Oh,
ART.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a next level of chiropractic. It's good stuff.
Okay. And by the way, Belal, a lot of decisions. What are the chances this doesn't go 15 minutes?
My goal is to always not to go 15 minutes. That's the way I train. Sometimes it doesn't go like that in a fight. It is what it is. I'm going to be looking to knock them out, submit them. You know, I think I have some of the best jiu-jitsu in the UFC, maybe even in the world. You know, I think I'm one of the best guys around. And I think I just have more ways of getting it done than he does. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good training camp, getting ready for it. And I'm just excited to get back in there, man. It's been so long. And I just want to show the people what they've been missing. So 2023, big year for you and your family. You're getting married in May. I'll await the save the date, probably coming in the next few months. Maybe it's already been sent out. I'll check the mail today. You and Andrew Schultz will have them. They'll be in the mail. I appreciate that. Wow. You guys can sit next to each other. Wow. Schultz, my date? That's big. But listen. +1. Listen, this time next year, where are we? What are we? We're already married. Are we in the title picture? Are we next for the champ? Where are we? Because I feel like 2023 is shaping up to be a massive year for you if all goes to plan. If all goes to plan, and it's going to go to plan, I fight Belal in October. I beat Belal. I fight again hopefully before my wedding, because I'm getting married May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Oh, nice. I'll fight before my wedding. I'll enjoy my wedding and go on vacation, because when I fought Chiesa November 20th, she told me like 6 months prior, she's like, Sean, any date you fight, just please don't make it November 20th. We have a wedding to go to. Sure as shit, they sent me the contract and it's for November 20th. But I can't miss my own wedding, so I can't be fighting in May. hopefully I'll fight October. I'll fight before my wedding, and that'll be 2. I'll be in the top 5. Hopefully I'll be in the top 3, and then I'll be right there. I'll be right there with all these big dogs.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Here's the deal, okay? This is the deal.
What's the deal?
You're not going to change your music, okay? You're not going to change your music, but if you fight for the belt by October of 2023, or your fight is booked, your title fight is booked by October of 2023, instant immortalization on the wall. Is that a fair deal?
Done.
So to recap,
if I get I don't know, do you guys have merch? Do you guys have t-shirts?
Oh, we got merch coming.
You send me a t-shirt, any of my next media, I'll pop that bad boy on. I'll rock it.
Okay, well that's instant.
As long as I don't get in trouble. I might have to
trouble.
Reebok.
What are you talking about?
I said Reebok Venom. No, send me the shirt.
Who's getting in trouble? No one's getting in trouble. You don't understand. We run this game here, okay?
I'll be fighting on the moon next time if you keep talking like that.
Okay, so it's a deal. Merch is coming your way, but I'll also make the deal with you. Is that a fair deal? October 2023, you think that's doable?
Yep, you got to put my face up there.
All right, deal. Sean,
right.
You're the man. Congrats on the fight.
Thank you, brother.
Can't wait for it. Good luck to you in training.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, Ariel.
There he is. Sean Brady. I like that guy. I like the fire. Now, let me ask you, can I ask GC a quick question? Is he available or is he making a sandwich?
No, I'm ready.
I don't get, I'm not down with the memes and whatnot. What's your meme? What's your Belal meme?
What do you mean? Did he mention that?
No, of course not.
Oh,
you tweeted it.
Oh.
Going to the window to bet against Belal again, even though he hasn't worked.
Right.
It hasn't worked for the last 3 years. And then it's like you kind of, who's this? Is this Michael Cera?
No, I don't think it's Michael Cera. I think it's just a random picture. Oh, yeah. It's just like, handing money over. I think I've bet against Belal in his last 3 fights, and it just obviously has not worked out.
Are you riding with Brady?
I've already bet on Brady, yeah.
You have?
I think it just, out of principle, I have to keep betting against Belal until it works.
Wow. And what are the odds?
They're moving now. Brady opened at like plus 190. Didn't get that number. I got like plus 115.
Brady the dog?
Well, he's the favorite now.
Really?
Moved that much. I just dropped another meme related to it. We're just bumping out memes over here.
Yeah. Wow. Is that what you should? I should have told him about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're supporting Brady. It's an emotional bet. My friend, Cliff, I mentioned him.
Yeah. Well,
he's met Brady. Met Brady.
I mean, you should have chimed in.
No.
Hey, Sean, my friend Cliff, he met you one time. Cool, man. Cool.
He wouldn't hear me also.
Oh, he can't hear you?
Sorry, I didn't hear him.
What's this other meme that you just posted?
Yeah, just this,
I don't get, the Lord forgive me, but it's time to go back to the old me. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Sean Brady. This is way too inside for me. But this is plus 115.
Yeah, that's what I took it at.
Oh, wow. Look at you. Showing the slips. All right. Talk to you in a minute. For now, though, we need to talk to the pride of Poland, Mr. Polish, who is always in a great mood, always smiling, no matter what. I'm curious to see what kind of mood he's in now because we saw the tweets. I think we have them. We're going to show them in a moment. For now, though, let's say hello to the one and only Jan Blachowicz, who he's smiling. Of course he's smiling. He's always smiling. Hello, Jan. How are you?
Hello. I don't want to waste my energy to be sad and angry.
Good for you. But I was wondering, Jan, because on Monday I saw the video from Jiri Prochazka. Let's get right into it. We're not going to waste time here. Jiri Prochazka comes out and makes a big announcement. I have made the decision. I'm going to fight Glover again. Now, of course, UFC has to weigh in on this. And then you came back with a tweet, and we're going to show the tweet right here, where you said that he is not living up to the samurai code. You said, quote, Jan is for me the biggest challenge, end quote. Your words, respect you, champ, but the samurai code was not upheld. What did you mean by this?
I'm not the expert, but if you start reading about samurai culture and stuff like this, so in my opinion, in my knowledge, like I tell you, I'm not expert.
Yes.
He break the rules, He break his own code. Who believe in this code? Yeah. He believe in this. He live in samurai way, so he upheld this code. So in my opinion, about my knowledge and what I know about samurai.
And what?
That's why I say this. That's why I say that.
But what are you referring to? What did he break? What was the code? That he gave you his word?
because he said that I'm biggest challenge for him now. Always samurai looking the biggest challenge, you know. And if they find it, they want to find against this challenge. So if he say that, I am the biggest challenge. So or he lying or he do some, I don't know what he thinking about that he changed his decision. This is a question for him right now, you know.
What did you make of his video? What he said, the reason why he said he wanted to fight Glover, he kind of laid it out.
No, I think that, you know, like politics, you know, now he will say everything to, you know, to protect himself.
Did you see him in Las Vegas?
Yeah, we take a photo together.
Yeah.
And then, and that's it.
What was the vibe like? What was the conversation like?
No conversation, you know. I just, you know, I'm waiting for you. I'm gonna be ready for you, and that's it, you know. And say, okay, but you know, no big conversation between us, you know.
But considering whatever was said there in Las Vegas, and then a week,
I feel that he wants this fight with me.
Yeah.
So he said a lot of, you know, in this, you know, in interviews, and also people when it was the event before UFC. There was the event, with the UFC. So people, Jiri said now that he won't fight against you. So I was happy to hear that.
Yeah.
But he don't want to do it.
And when you saw his video, were you surprised?
Not now. Yeah, I was surprised because nobody expect that. But what can I do? I'm waiting for official decision, and that's it. You know, we will see. Maybe he changed his mind again.
This is a good point, though, because ultimately, as you know, the UFC is the one who decides. And so I'm wondering, since you have seen this video, your management, anyone reach out to the UFC and say, hey, do you guys agree with this?
Yeah, we start talking up with them, but, you know, I cannot tell you.
Why not?
And you know.
Why can't you tell us?
Well, Secret service.
All right, fair enough. Do you think there's a chance they don't go in that direction and they give it to you? Whoa, Jan, what is going on here? Wait, so are you confident?
Nobody knows.
You have confidence? You confidence?
Yeah.
Jan, what is happening here? I feel like you know something that we don't know right now.
You know, I always know something what you don't know.
Sure, that's true.
Fighter, one of the best. So
that's true. You know a lot of things that I don't know.
But I think you know more than all of us.
Well,
you got good, you know.
It's the nose.
good nose.
I could sniff things, you know.
Good research.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. Now you've kind of thrown a curveball my way. I don't know if you know that metaphor. Like now, okay, I'm starting to think different things here.
You know, give me 1 second.
Sure. Okay? Yeah. Go ahead.
1 second.
Oh, you got to go to a bathroom break. Let's say hello now to Chris Avila. Is he gonna pop up? Imagine Chris Avila pops up right now. Oh, whoa. This is better than Chris Avila.
I think my sword is just better than Jiri's sword, you know? This is his katana. The Witcher sword is much better.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So, like I told you, I'm ready. Wherever he wants, he's not ready. Not yet.
Oh my gosh.
But like I told you, I've got a lot of respect to him. He's the champion. He decides. That's it.
By the way, where's that sword from?
One man who do stuff like this doing for me. He got special license to do it.
Jeez.
Like blacksmith, yeah?
Yeah.
Do it for me.
Have you ever used it before outside?
Not yet.
Wow.
Not yet.
And is made in Poland?
Yeah, in Poland.
I feel like you've just laid down the gauntlet. Like this is the challenge. You think you're samurai? Yeah, I'm samurai too.
He has to. He need to, you know, samurai code.
Yes.
He need to. And and I've got second one. If he read this one.
Oh, you got more props.
So I've got. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You're like Drew McIntyre.
Maybe you recognize that
one. Where's that from?
Conan Barbarian sword.
Oh yeah. Wow. Is that a real one?
Yes.
Jesus.
This one made in London, you know.
Jeez Louise. How much did that cost?
I don't know. This was a gift. So
okay. Very nice. From Arnold?
But it's not cheap. This is not cheap thing.
Gift from Arnold himself? Schwarzenegger?
No, not yet. Maybe in future.
Yeah.
That would be honor for me.
Legend. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're taking this seriously. You're not here to mess around.
I am serious.
Can I ask you, Jan, when you were there in Singapore and he won the fight, and we saw you guys on camera speaking to each other, which I thought was brilliant on your part to be there. That's what you got to do. What did you say to him?
I say very good fight. Congratulations. But anyway, I'm here to challenge you. I am next in line.
And what did he say to you?
I don't remember. He was happy because he won the fight, and
sure.
But I remember that he said, "Okay, I'll be ready for you," something like this.
Right.
But I don't remember correctly,
And then he blew a kiss to you.
No, he wanted to kiss him, but I don't know that samurai kiss.
Okay.
This is what I have to check.
Okay, all right.
A different man. It's weird.
What do you think of Jiri?
But look at me.
You're a good-looking guy.
Surprised. Yeah, but sorry.
You're taken.
I've got woman. I love her.
What do you make of Jiri? He's a different kind of cat. He's not like your typical fighter. I think a lot of people like him for that. But what do you make of him?
No, I like him. He got crazy style. He got his own word, and that's it. I don't know him. Personally so much. So what can I say? I can say only what I see in the interviews and in the cage. So
sure.
That's what I see. He's okay. I've got a lot of respect to him, but still he owned me the fight.
What about that finish and the fight itself? Were you shocked that he was able to submit Glover in the 5th round like that?
Me. The fight was crazy. This fight was, every time I think that's okay, Glover gonna have him. Now, no, something changed. Jiri gonna have him. No, it was crazy fight, yeah. And of course, I was a little bit surprised because I don't think that he's so good on the ground. But he is.
Yeah.
Good defense and also good, he know how to submit people. So I was surprised a little bit.
Do you think Glover should have won? Like, do you think Glover made more mistakes that if he was on his game, perhaps the Glover that met you in Abu Dhabi last year, in a different world is beating him?
I don't know. Fight is the fight. Every fight is a little bit different. I think that, Glover will win this fight. 30 more seconds and the decision will be on his side. So he make a little bit mistakes on the ground. And that cost him this win, This one.
What do you think, in your opinion, based on, what you've seen, you were there, front row, what's the key to beating Jiri?
He got good stand-up, crazy stand-up. You don't know what he's going to do with ankles, he's like crazy style, yeah? But also in this crazy style, he got a lot of, holes and place you can catch him and hit him, So, of course, this is what, if I will have chance to fight against him, and I believe that I'm going to have it, if not now, so in future, I will find this hole, because there is a lot of them.
If they fought again, those two, who do you think wins?
Same, 50-50.
So it depends on who shows up.
Yeah, it's like, who. But I think that if they do the rematch, the fight will be completely different,
How so?
But I don't know. We will see.
Okay.
We will see what's going to happen.
But there's not going to be a rematch, right?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. I don't know.
We
will see.
All right.
But
yeah.
I think he still have he broke his hand. Yeah, he got injury. So we have to wait. First of all, that I wish him health, to back to shape.
Sure.
With this hand, how fast he can, and we will see when he's gonna be ready to fight.
I saw when you posted the picture of you guys, you said biggest fight in European history. Is there any let's just say perfect world this happens next for you? Any chance it happens in Europe?
I hope so. This fight like this has to be in Europe,
Yeah.
In Poland, national stadium somewhere. Have to be, Europe deserves for this fight.
They're going to try to put in like Las Vegas or Dallas, right?
This fight.
They can't do it in America.
Of course they can do it, but I think the Europe deserves for fight like this here.
Sure.
In our, continent. Yeah.
Did you see the amount of people that showed up for his parade?
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, it was crazy. Nice.
Incredible, right?
Yeah, incredible, amazing. Yeah, I have similar thing in Poland, not so big, but similar. So I know what he's feeling. This is amazing feeling, when you come back to your town, to your home, to your country, and so many people visit you and celebrate your win. It's amazing.
Were you surprised that many people showed up?
That's why I want to feel it again.
Of course, I don't blame you. Were you surprised that many people showed up for him?
I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But MMA in Czech Republic is very big right now.
Okay.
Even before Jiri, they have a lot of big events over there, and a lot of people come to watch the event. So they love MMA also.
You were very busy in Las Vegas. I didn't see you personally, but I saw you doing a lot of things. And then what's up with this guy Kamaru Usman doing a face-off with you? I mean, he doesn't really think 170 going to 205. What is happening here?
He's big,
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows if he want to do it? If not, if not Jiri, why not him?
Now, how did that happen? That picture. Sorry? How did that picture happen between you two guys?
Because we live, everybody live the arena, and I meet him, and just I don't know how it happened. We just do it,
Wow. I mean, you're taller than him, but he is a big guy. Like I'm looking at the picture right now. We're showing the picture right now. He's a big guy, right?
He is a big guy, yeah. But also this is perspective.
Ah, okay. You think he could have success?
No, he is big.
You think he can have success at 205? Honestly.
Of course, but not with me.
Ah, yes.
If he won't fight with me, you're gonna lose.
Right. One guy who moved up and did not have success with you is Israel Adesanya. You were there. By the way, what did you make of his performance against Jared Cannonier?
That was a good fight. Maybe not best, but really good fight. I enjoy it. I don't know why people say a lot of bad words about this fight. Maybe that wasn't the best fight ever, what I see in my life, but also that I saw worst fight.
Yeah.
Also. So for me, that was a pretty good fight. I think that fight could look like this. Should look like this.
Can I ask your opinion on something? Do you think your fight with Israel changed him as a fighter? In other words, he was undefeated as an MMA fighter. He tastes defeat. I think he handled the loss very well. He speaks about it very well. He doesn't, regret it, anything. But do you feel like his style has changed as a result of the loss because he doesn't want to lose again?
Maybe this is the reason that now he will be very careful in the fight, to do not any mistake. To just don't lose the fights,
Yeah. You think so?
So maybe I have to cut the weight and give him rematch in his category.
Could you do that? Could you make 185?
If I have a chance, why not? Is it easy for his belt, for fight for the belt? I can try.
You could. What's the lowest you've ever been at as a fighter?
As a fighter. I don't remember, but when I was an amateur fighter in Muay Thai, that was 91 kilos, so 203, 202, something like this.
Yeah, 291.
200, okay, yeah.
You think you could get to 85? I don't think you could get to 85. You're a big guy.
Okay, but title. I can sacrifice myself a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, but I need to start doing it right now and fight in the end of the year.
All right. You're serious about this? You would do it?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, I will do it.
Wow.
Why not?
And you saw Alex Pereira, that guy who has a history with him. You think he could beat Izzy at 185?
He got everything to do it. We'll see. He's strong. He's good.
Impressive guy. He beat him twice in kickboxing.
Yeah, I saw it. But fighting. You saw this fight in kickboxing?
Yeah.
That was tough fight for both of them.
Both of them, yes.
Yeah, but he knocked him. Yeah. But in the end, he knocked him out twice, so he's better.
You watched both of them?
One for sure, and just highlights.
Right. And by the way, when you were in Singapore, you were there when the great Joanna Jędrzejczyk retired. I'm just curious, what were your emotions when you saw that? She represents your country so well. I know you're friends with her. When you saw her do that, what did you feel?
I was sad a little bit, but anyway, I was happy because I know that she did everything what she, amazing thing in the UFC, and I'm happy that I live in the times when she do it, and I'm happy that I'm her friend. So I was sad, but anyway, I was, also happy because I know that she got a lot of business. She want to be a mom, so she will be happy also outside the octagon. But if UFC will come back to Poland and will they do this fight in National Stadium, I will talk to her and she will do last fight.
You think she'll do it?
Yeah. I think so, yes, And you know what? She put the Polish flag on the belt,
That's right.
Yeah.
She was the first one. You were the second.
Yes.
And what a time for Polish MMA. You're doing well. We had Karolina Kowalkiewicz get a big win. Mateusz Gamrot with a big win recently. It's time. They need to come back to Poland. They need to have a big event there.
Yeah, we're waiting for UFC here. I hope so. They will back in this year here. We will see.
You think so this year?
We will see. I hope so.
Wow. Yeah, and I feel like you know a lot of things, and you're a poker player. You're not telling us.
Yeah, I know how to play in poker.
Yes. By the way, you know how to play poker. It seems to me like you know how to play basketball too. I saw some photos of you playing basketball with the great Marcin Gortat.
Game.
Yes. We have some photos here. Look at you. You look like Jerry West out there, Jan. You look fantastic. Charles Barkley? Okay, fine.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah, you're a strong guy. How's your basketball game?
A couple years ago was better.
Okay.
Now I don't play a long time, so I forget the move. But still, still I remember what to do.
We lose
the game.
You lost?
Yeah, we lost the game. We played, that was charity game, like sportsmen, not sportsmen, but like, celebrities and sportsmen play against a Polish military guy.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so.
And you lost?
We lost by 3 points. But, if you see how they play, they know each other. They train this,
Okay.
We, I see most of these people just first time in my life, So, but that was fun and, a good idea. So, and there's an amazing show, 10,000 people on 10,000 people, on the arena. So I was amazing. Yeah.
Incredible. And this was a charity for Ukraine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Were you the only fighter involved?
Yes. Only me.
Well, you looked great out there.
Well, I have a lot of on my account.
You have a lot of what?
Fouls,
yes. Well, listen, you're a big guy. You're a strong guy. Also, I wanted to ask you about this last time. I saw also on your Instagram, someone made like a life-size Lego of you, like a statue out of Lego. Where is that?
Yeah. There is in one big mall in Warsaw.
Wow.
So we can go there and not only me, but there is like a lot of, Lego things. But they made myself like 80,000 pieces,
Whoa, who made it? One guy?
No, a couple of them,
Okay. And so it's there right now?
And also it's still over there. And it just look amazing, everything what they've done, They are
incredible,
really crazy of how they create this thing from Lego.
My goal is I want to go over there to see Mariusz Pudzianowski against Mamed Khalidov.
Who knows? Maybe they will do it.
Yeah, they told me. You know what they told me, KSW? They said I could be in the cage and give a trophy to the winner.
Okay.
So maybe I'll be there.
I'll be sitting, on the arena and watch the fight.
Yes. I'll be in the cage as a big luminary celebrity, trophy giver.
Nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Nice. So I will show the city before and after.
Oh, that would be great. I would love that.
Yeah.
And then maybe they'll do it. It would be smart. They do it around the same time as your fight in Poland for the belt. Massive weekend for Polish MMA. What do you think? Friday KSW, Saturday UFC. Too much?
Too much.
Right.
I think that 2 weeks or 3 weeks break.
Separation. Okay.
Between this and
so what is your
inflation in Poland is very big right now. So people have to save money.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can't ask them to spend in the same. Your prediction is when? When do you think this title fight happens?
For who? For me or
for you?
With Easy or with
no. With Jiri Samurai.
I would like fighting this year, in the end of this year.
Okay. In Poland.
Now it's holidays. vacation, so
Sure.
I enjoy it.
Okay. So
I'm still I'm every day in the gym, but yeah, don't train so hard.
So in conclusion, you see the video, maybe you're like, you know what, I'm upset. You have a couple calls. You're not so upset. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm not, because, like I told you in the beginning of our conversation, I don't want to waste my energy for stuff like this, to be upset anymore.
Could I ask,
I'm just waiting.
before I let you go, if you can give a message to Jiri, what would it be?
Jiri, you say this many times. I'm the biggest challenge for you. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's go and do it to Europe. Deserve for this fight. We have to do it.
We'll leave it at that.
Not Europe. Whole world deserve for this fight.
Yeah.
Whole world deserve for this fight. But, also Europe, we have to do it here in our continent.
And even your dear friend Glover, he's getting up there in age, almost retired. You don't want to let him have his last fight, and then, you not so close.
No, Glover, I like you, but now it's my turn.
It's business.
It's business. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Well, good luck getting the fight. Thank you as always for coming on, Jan. Appreciate you, and we'll see. And by the way, those swords, I think you should come out to one of those swords. Like, you should walk out with that. That'd be incredible.
Yeah, if fight will be somewhere in Europe, it's so easy to take it. So I will take it.
That's right. Okay, yeah, you can't fly with it and everything. I get it. All right. Well, very impressive.
It looks weird,
I know. Yeah, it does look weird. Thank you so much, Jan. Good luck to you, my friend. Good to talk to you.
Thank you for conversation, for
the man. Love talking to Jan. What a legend. What a mensch he is. And seems like Jan knows something that we don't. I don't know about you guys, but that was the impression that I got. We got the video, the big announcement. Would it be weird if he makes the big announcement and then in the end he doesn't actually fight Glover? Right? That would be kind of weird. I mean, I guess it just goes to show that, ultimately, I would imagine someone like an Izzy, someone like, who else? Usman. Who's got that clout right now? Not that many. And Nunes, to a degree. Like, there's only a few champions that I think could tell the UFC, this is who I want to fight next, and this is who I don't want to fight next. Probably first title defense for Jiri. He doesn't have that clout. That could come very soon. I think Usman has it. I think Izzy has it. I don't think Francis at the moment has it. His situation's still very fluid. Charles, not champ right now. Alex, I think Alex has it. Aljo, don't think he has it. Figgy, don't think he has it. Nunes, probably that's it. So we'll see what happens. But seemed to me like Jan knew something that we didn't. So very interesting stuff. Interesting times at 205. Interesting times in the sport. Big card coming up this weekend. Potential title eliminator. Curious to see what happens. Always weird when they say to one guy, you're next, Yair Rodriguez, but the other guy, Brian Ortega, just lost against the champ in his last fight. Does he get another crack? It's happened before. Bit clunky. You beat Yair. Maybe you deserve it. There isn't a guy there. Josh Emmett's there, not getting the love. Arnold Allen's still on the sidelines. If Ortega wins, which he could very well, I haven't even looked at the odds. Well, we'll ask GC about it in a second. That's going to make things very interesting. We'll get to GC in a moment. Still to come on the nose. Don't go anywhere. Lots of questions. I'm assuming about Nate Diaz yesterday and everything else going on in the sport of MMA. 4 great conversations here. For now, though, let us tell you about our good friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook. As you know, the action never ends over at DraftKings Sportsbook, especially this summer. With tons of ways to bet on all your favorite sports, you can fuel your fandom and feel the heat of the season like never before. By the way, my Blue Jays are about to go on a big run. Unfortunately, had to let go of their manager, Charlie Montoya. We thank him for his service, but the tide is about to turn. You heard it here first. Plus, right now at DraftKings Sportsbook, they are giving new customers a risk-free bet of up to $1,000. How about that? That's right. Make your first bet up to $1,000. If it doesn't win, you'll get another shot to cash in. You can throw down on all the major action for baseball, golf, MMA, and more. Plus, with same-game parlays, spreads, money lines, over-unders, and props, your betting options feel endless. Best of all, DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TheMMAHour. Make your first deposit and get a risk-free bet of up to $1,000. That's promo code TheMMAHour only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Say hello now to Mr. GC. I don't even know who the favorite is. Who is the favorite? There he is. Oh, yeah. Woo! Red Bubble special.
Not even.
Not even.
This is a one of one.
You made it.
Made this. He has no there was no merchandise I could find, so I made this.
We got to send this to Shaky Shore, his dad, Richard Shore.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they want one, we can send one over.
Yeah,
got it locally made at a t-shirt shop. Man. I mean, I had to have something for
always going the extra mile.
Card.
Is that what you're gonna wear?
Oh my God, yeah. I got a custom shirt made. I'm not gonna wear it to the
I
event.
thought it was just for the show. Why are you such a big Jack Shore fan, by the way?
I just support him, man. He's finished off a lot of parlays for me. He cashed as a dog in London. I mean, he's undefeated. It's always easy to back the guy who's literally doesn't know what losing is like.
He does not know.
11-0 as an amateur as well.
And still,
I like him, bro.
And still, as of right this moment, I do not understand why he's fighting on Long Island.
On the prelims, especially.
On the prelims.
That's the craziest part, yeah.
He's the favorite, though, right?
He is the favorite. He opened live on the show. I think you remember that. We got the odds.
Yes.
Opened at -110, -110. That's honestly.
You were super excited about that? You got the notification?
Immediately took it, yeah. Immediately took Jack Shore. It didn't matter what the line was. I was going to take it as soon as it opened, no matter what. I mean, he could be fighting my own mother
as of right now, he's -155.
Kind of expect money to be coming in on Ricky Simone.
You think so?
Ricky Simone is a great fighter. It's a fantastic fight.
It's a fantastic fight. What?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. How does it not make the main card? What is going on here?
I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know how he's not on London. I don't know how he's not on the main card.
So this is the main card. Lauren Murphy, Misha Tate, tremendous.
Yep.
Shane Burgos against Charles Jourdain, tremendous. That's a good fight.
Charles Jourdain, yeah, I got a lot on that fight. That is a fantastic fight.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Just sure. Matt Schnell against Sue Mudarji. Feel like Simone, I mean...
Feel like you could switch that.
With all due respect, as the great Nate Diaz once said, with all due respect. By the way, that was my favorite part of the interview, how polite he was. Can you please just let me go?
Yeah, what did you ask at one point? And he was just like, I think I just want to go.
Yeah. Li Jingliang against Muslim Salikhov. I mean, again, all due respect, Shore Simone. Amanda Lemos against Watterson, fine fight, but I would argue... Shore Simone is a bigger fight.
Number 2. This is a 6-fight main card, and Shore Simone did not make it.
It's great. By the way, have you gone to the ESPN website to look at, because I always go to one particular page to see the lineup, and on the page that I'm looking at right now, it's not the feature prelim. Is that possible?
It's not actually.
What? It's not even the...
Yeah, Soriano.
Yes.
Versus...
Okay, this is crazy.
I mean, crazy. So, what? It's the 5th fight of the morning. So, what do we think? 1 o'clock? I hope
it starts at 11,
right? The crowd
right?
is in there. Yeah. I hope the crowd is in there for this fight.
Prelim started at 11 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Plus here in America. Main card on ABC, the 3rd main card on ABC. They're always doing afternoon cards on ABC. I don't know. I guess the suits over there don't.
I think that's timing, yeah.
I mean, Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. in July. Tough sell.
What else are they going to do? What else are they going to put there?
Sure, but I mean, I feel like a lot of people are...
I'm saying 8 o'clock. What else would they be putting there?
Yeah, what the hell?
Modern Family reruns or something. I don't know.
Anyway, let's get... By the way, what about Jan? Seems like he knows something, huh?
It does. What a great interview that was.
He's so much fun. I love that guy.
I was praying... The interview was a 9. It would have been a 10 had he ate the banana that he said.
I should have asked him.
Shockingly sharp sword.
Yeah. It was legit. It wasn't a prop. Drew McIntyre-esque. Do you get that reference?
Scottish fighter?
Wow. Well, not fighter.
Scottish
wrestler.
Wrestler.
Drew McIntyre. The fact that you knew he was Scottish is interesting, but didn't know.
Because I remember researching him. And
WrestleMania.
I thought it was it was for WrestleMania. I was thinking maybe it was for a Bellator card or something.
I saw Logan Paul yesterday, and he mentioned you betting against him at WrestleMania.
I'm positive that you were joking.
And by the way, I'm looking at the odds right now. Yair a dog.
Yair is a dog.
Whoa.
Another great fight, close fight.
All right, let's get the picks. Birthday picks. Your birthday, July 16th, 24?
Yeah, 24, yep. 29.
29. The last one before the big 3-0. You're going to be out there.
I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be there. I will hopefully be
what's
in
the
my seat.
what's the schedule? What's the schedule? You're waking up at what time?
I'll be up by like 7:30.
7:30.
Music blaring. 7 o'clock. We will be ready to go.
What kind of music? Are we playing Welsh music?
I mean, I need to get the Welsh phrase down. Can you pronounce it?
What is the phrase?
I don't know. It was a slew of letters that someone sent to me when I posted the
Welsh flag?
No, Welsh
That'd be
flag.
fun.
See the background? We got the Welsh flag.
Yeah. But I feel like you could get one on Amazon in a day or two.
I probably could. Yeah, it's only Wednesday. Yeah, I definitely could.
Okay, so you're waking up 7 o'clock. How far do you live from there?
Pretty far from there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Long Island Railroad out there. Me and the whole squad meeting at Barclays train stop at like 9:30, 9:45.
Jeez.
LIR right out there. Hopefully be in the seats by 11.
How big is the squad? How deep are you rolling?
10 people.
10 people. Now the big question is, we break the fourth wall. Unfortunately, you know, if you've listened to all 3 shows this week, conspicuous by his absence
Seems a lot.
Is Mystery Frank. Yes, Frank Mysterio.
Some cold feet before the first UFC event.
What's the status?
I don't know. Fingers crossed.
Frank, are you joining us? This would be a great time to chime in.
Yeah, I have a couple of people waiting in the wings, maybe buy his ticket.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fans, friends, colleagues?
Friends.
By the way, we could make a great little contest here. I don't know.
What is the contest?
The contest is go to UFC with GC. I feel like we'd have a lot of takers.
You're saying you win?
Yes. This is the prize. We think of something in the next day or two. How many tickets is it? 2?
Yeah, 2 tickets.
You don't think his better half goes if he doesn't go?
No shot.
No shot?
Yeah, no shot. No disrespect.
No, I feel like.
But no shot.
Didn't she go to
Jake Paul, Amanda Serrano?
Yeah. Didn't she have a great time?
She had a great time. But I don't think she'll go without Frank.
You don't think?
No.
I think you're wrong.
If Frank and his wife do go, 10 for 10 on first UFC event for everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
TST going, right?
TST will be there, so that's a lie. 9 of the 10.
All right. I was like, yes, I've been to UFC events with TST. Close enough.
Close enough.
Wow. There's a part of me that wishes your first UFC event, if I'm being honest, was like a proper pay-per-view, MSG, Vegas. They're different. It's close.
We're taking the steps. We started LFA.
I know, that's true.
We went to Bellator. Now we're going to a fight night, and then we'll do...
Well, no, I mean, you started LFA, then you went to Taylor Serrano.
Yes, which blew everything out of the water so far.
Thus far, which I would say it's still going to blow this one out of the water just because of the emotion and the history and the New York and Ireland.
I think the obviously the fight itself, but I'm hoping that like the actual card as we go along is more entertaining.
I wish you had a New Yorker or two on there. Like I know Burgos, but like a Long Islander, I should say. Long Islander. I wish you had a Long Islander on there. Like an Iaquinta.
New York for me.
If you had Weidman, that would be quite the scene. It would be quite the scene. But in any event, we have to deal with what we've got. All right. So what's the plan with the picks? What do we got?
Let's get into it. Let's dive right in. First up. So
what's happening here with the do you always do it like this?
What?
The guys in front of the wording?
Of it?
Yeah.
It's so long. UFC Long Island.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to block their faces out. Sure. You get what it says. I mean, you can tell it says UFC Long Island. So it says TBD because I haven't taken it yet. Da Jung seems to be the darling dog of the week. Money is coming in heavily on him. Great bettors. They are smart. They don't emotionally bet. Good thing. I'm not a great bettor. I'm going to ride with our man, New York Rick. That's how supportive of a friend I am. I'm going to put money on a friend of a friend, New York Rick, diehard Dustin Jacoby fan.
Oh, yeah.
I will be out in Long Island. I will also be on Jacoby Island. It feels like everyone is playing Dan Jung. I'm not going to give you any reasoning here. My reasoning is I'm supporting New York Rick, and I'm hoping that we can get this at like minus 115, minus 110, because that number continues to drop. So Dustin Jacoby. New York Rick.
That's his guy.
That's his guy. That's why I'm doing it. What am I going to do? Sit next to the man after I bet against him?
No. And Rick will be there, but he's working, right? You're not working. You can't be bothered.
No, I'm not
birthday.
working. Breaking news. Dustin Jacoby now minus 115.
Whoa.
Dropping rapidly. I think Dalian Jung will be at some books. At some books, Dustin Jacoby is already plus money. I think he'll be there soon on DraftKings Sportsbook.
Wow.
So I'm just going to keep on waiting that out. Maybe get some plus money action on Dustin Jacoby. Next up, you already know. I mean, come on. We did it live on the show. Another emotional bet. 2 emotional bets on the card this week. Jack Shore money line. Should be an unbelievable fight. If you are betting Ricky Simone at plus money, I do not blame you at all. It's going to be razor thin. I think it's going to be wildly exciting. I think it goes to a decision. But hopefully, Jack Shore is the one getting his hand raised.
Big time fight. Honestly, I mean, it's a tough fight. I feel like Shore never gets respect from the odds makers. Remember last fight, he was the underdog.
I know. I just feel like it's because of these steps he's taking. Like I felt like Timur Valiev was a solid step up, and he dealt with that. Now he's getting another step up in Ricky Simone. Like watching tape back on Simone, he's a stud, man.
He is good. No.
Almost popped Merab's head off. I saw someone tweet that video out. I mean, he's a beast. It's going to be a fantastic fight. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
All right, next up, I'm rolling with Miesha Tate.
Ooh.
I'm betting on every fight on the main card. I'm forcing a bet on every fight on the main card, but I do like this play. I just think Tate's better. I think she's more experienced. She's the younger fighter in this matchup. She's got the better ground game. I think she might even be the better striker. If the weight cut goes well for her, first time fighting at flyweight, I think she'll be the stronger fighter as well. She's coming off a super competitive fight against Ketlen Vieira where she held her own. I think she's got this one covered. I really do think she gets this done. The only reason that it wouldn't, breaking news from Lauren Murphy today on her Twitter, she was in Central Park. She found a 4-leaf clover, as you can see right there. So if Lauren Murphy wins, nothing we can do about it. She's got.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
How about, Central Park, not that close to wherever they're fighting on Long Island.
Not close at all.
Yeah. So what is she doing?
Enjoying the sights, man.
Yeah, good.
Enjoying the sights.
Good for her.
All right, this will be the longest breakdown of them. Shane Burgos, Charles Jourdain. You mentioned this is a great fight. I have not bet yet. I am taking Shane Burgos.
TBD.
Same thing with the Dustin Jacoby. I think a lot of people are going to be betting on Charles Jourdain. He's a fan favorite, super exciting fighter, so it makes sense. I'm going to wait on it just like the Dustin Jacoby. But this fight, I just don't know how it cannot live up to the expectations. Burgos number 2, Jourdain number 5 in strikes landed per minute in featherweight history of the entire division. It's just 2 fighters. They put on the pressure. They go hard. They're exciting. They throw crazy volume. But I do like Shane Burgos in this matchup. He's got the height advantage. He's got the reach advantage. 6.5 inches of reach in this matchup. And I am almost positive it is going to stay standing. Charles Jourdain has never completed a successful takedown in the UFC. Shane Burgos hasn't landed a takedown in over 7 fights. And even if a lot of people are pointing to Charles Jourdain, the wrestling, I don't know if that's just because he got a guillotine in the last time out. If he does go for the wrestling, Shane Burgos, 91.4% takedown defense. That is good enough to be best all time in featherweight history, according to UFCstats.com. So I think it's just going to be a firefight on the feet. I think it's going to be one that the crowd is just going insane. I think it's going to go 15 minutes. And I just think Burgos, I just think the reach, the volume, the pressure. I know he's going to get hit, but I think Jourdain is going to be getting hit as well. I like the way that Burgos works the body. I think Jourdain can be susceptible to that as well. I think he's going to get it done, outpointing him. Plus, Burgos, the level of competition compared to Jourdain, he has fought the much better fighters throughout his career. And then lastly, my favorite stat of the entire card. Shout out to Prodigy MMA on Twitter. I know Aaron Bronstetter has tweeted it before as well. Shane Burgos in the UFC, 6-0 in fights in New York, 1-3 in fights outside of it.
Whoa.
Good thing Long Island is in New York.
Technically it is, yeah.
Big Apple Burgos. I think he gets it done. I'm waiting on this line. I'm hoping it's going to come down. I'm hoping like a minus 160, maybe a minus 150. People really like Jourdain. So yeah, I'm waiting on that, but I will be playing Shane Burgos.
So you're just going to wait. Now, is there a deadline?
Fight time.
No, but did you say by Friday night, by Saturday morning, this, that, and the other?
If it hits minus 150, I'll just take it.
Okay. And by the way, tremendous breakdown right there. And if you want to hear more of that great analysis.
Oh, we got deep into this fight on the podcast. No Bets Barred. Shout out to it. Me and Jed
Michaud. About to give you the plug. You interrupted.
I'm sorry.
No Bets Barred. Is it up yet?
It is not up. It'll be up.
Can I make a
within
suggestion?
hours. Yes, it gets up before the show, so we can plug it and you can go right.
Yes. Well, why don't we? Well, I feel like we're off by just a few hours. Like Wednesday morning, give it to the people. Let that be the appetizer, and you can reference what you said. Show's over. You go to the why?
Yeah, we're really fumbling the bag here.
I mean, it's like you're right there. I feel like, when does it come out? Wednesday night?
Yeah, Wednesday evenings.
When I was off in early June, I went for a run. I listened to the podcast. It was fun to just be a consumer. You know, that was the Tsarukian Gamrot card.
Well, we're only getting better. I think this was, dare I say, our best episode to date.
Oh, by the way, we have breaking news, Chris.
Ooh, let's get it.
The podcast is up, so you double fumbled the bet.
Wow, triple.
You double fumbled.
Fumbled.
Jed Meshew just weighed in. How did you not know that?
Wow, no one alerted me.
Well, what's the alert?
Hey, Connor, No Bets Barred is up. If you want to plug it?
Let's see. No bets.
Wait. This has now been redacted. The message has been redacted live on the.
What is that?
Live on the.
Wait, he deleted
live
it?
On the sweat. Yes, the Slack channel. Jed Meshew just deleted that message.
What's going on here, Jed?
Either way, No Bets Barred.
Why are you whispering all of a sudden?
Am I?
It seemed like you started to whisper.
Nah.
Oh, okay. It's going to be great. It's an episode that's going to hit the MMA fighting podcast feed
very soon. You don't want to miss this one.
Great
recorded just some are saying it's the best in the game. Recorded right over here in the Vox Media Studios. It's
after the special, right?
Yeah.
You did it yesterday.
Right after it. Yep.
Do you think that maybe you'll do it there all the time?
I would love to, because the quality is better. I feel like my energy is up more. It's
you're out of your house,
in my living room. Yeah,
but it's a bit of a schlep.
Bit of a schlep. Yeah. Getting home at like 9:30 was.
Also, it's a weird thing, right? Because you say you don't work Tuesdays.
I've actually never said that. Everyone does. Everyone likes to say that. But all right, let's keep it rolling.
Sorry.
Schnell, Samu Darji taking the under 2.5 in this one. I actually have the odds wrong on there. I guess I forgot to update that from a previous fight. I actually took it at -125. I just think Schnell, he gets wild in the exchanges. He has a very susceptible chin. We have seen him KO'd many times. Sumadarji, he can crack. 16 of his 13 wins are by knockout. Schnell, he's got a slick ground game. 4 of his last 7 wins are by submission. Sumadarji, all 4 of his losses are by submission. So option 1, Sumadarji catches Schnell, gets him out of there. Option 2, Schnell locks something up, chokes Sumadarji out. Either way, I don't see this fight going the distance.
All right.
And then we have a little dog money on Li Jingliang. I think this is going to be an exciting fight. I really do think it's going to be a lot of fun. Salikov, great striker, king of kung fu, 5 straight wins, but he is getting up there. He doesn't fight that often. He tends to fight once a year. He's up to 38 years old in the welterweight division, going up against the guy that has a great chin. He's never been knocked out in his career, can throw bombs, has 7 knockouts at the UFC level. I think it will mostly be a striking affair. I don't really see Salikov depending on his wrestling too much. I think it's going to be a very close fight, and a close fight like this, in a card that I'm betting on every main card fight, I'll take the dog and see if we can cash a plus 155 on Li Jingliang. Bounce back from Hamzat. Take that Hamzat fight out. He was 8-2 in his last 10. So it's not like he's a walkover.
Can I, it's one of my favorite memes. I'm not a big meme guy. I'm trying to learn from the likes of you. The one where it's the, where it's the x-ray and there's a picture of a dog.
Yeah. That's a great one. That is that one's come up recently. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Got some dog in him.
Yeah.
Got some dog in him.
All right,
let's keep it rolling. Main event. It's a fight that I kind of see going like one of 2 ways.
Here it comes.
I'm going to get into this. Yair Rodriguez just stays on the feet, outstrikes him, avoids the takedowns, kind of just styles on him. 190 to 140.
I'm legitimately on the edge of my seat here, waiting for
that. Or option 2, GJJ black belt. BJJ under Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Snatches the neck, 25 minutes. Like he's got 4 wins by submission. If you the De La
Someone need to
Torre-
change the picture.
Oh no, I'm gonna do it.
You're okay. What's happened? Why am I still looking at Jing Liang? I want to.
I'm kind of breaking down the fight. I think it's such a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, but I don't want to see these guys while you're breaking down that fight. I need to let this sink
what
in.
I'm doing, I'm going with shout out to MMA Bobblehead.
Oh, wow. There it is. By the way, it looks really nice there. I guess the light is really hitting it nicely.
Yeah, it does look nice. Shout out to MMA Bobblehead.
Where'd you get that?
From you.
Oh,
I hooked it up
sorry.
to you.
Yeah.
You hooked it up to me. So yeah, shout out to Brian T. City Ortega. What I think is going to happen over the 25 minutes. I mean, just a technical offensive grappler. He can get the neck standing. He can get it, obviously from the ground. A lot of people say he doesn't have, great takedowns. That is true. I mean, his accuracy is like 24%, but he doesn't even need to get it to the ground. Plus, he's gotten taken down 6 times in his last 2 fights. It's not like he has some incredible takedown defense. I think he's going to get the neck at some point. I think he's going to choke Yair out and finish the fight, which is why I also took Brian Ortega by sub at plus 470. That's how I think this one ends. I want some good action on the main event, and that's how I think he gets it done. I think Brian Ortega is going to get the submission.
And that is big. And it could be any round, right?
Any round. But I love that you just said that because I'm also taking some very small sprinkles, some flyers here. Brian Ortega sub round 2, sub round 3, sub round 4, plus 2,300, plus 3,000, plus 3,100. I'm talking very small sprinkles. Like last week I sprinkled on Jared Vandera, the sub, and like someone sent me like a $500 ticket for it. I was like, oh man. I put like $5. I didn't want someone to put $500 on this. So
jeez.
Let me be clear. Very small sprinkles, which leads me to the other sprinkle, another flyer here. Michelle Watterson, decision, plus 700 over Amanda Lemos. Very small sprinkle, but I needed action on every main card fight.
What about the loyalty? You throw out a crazy pick like Jared Vandera and someone puts $500 on it?
I love the loyalty, and I felt so terrible. Jeez. I was like, I am so sorry, dude.
Jesus.
I did not want you to do that. So yeah, those are the flyers. Yair H-Dow, is that what I'm sensing from you?
Haven't really. We're in talks about sort of revamping the H-Dow. I'm not going to release this just yet, but it's a tease.
Please don't.
This is a tease in the business. We refer to this as a tease. I will say Watterson plus 260, tasty. I will say Jing Liang plus 145, tasty. I will say Schnell plus 220, tasty. Obviously, the Pride of Montreal, Charles Jourdain. I mean, I could see all these dogs winning. I might do another one of my patented 5-fight parlay dogs.
It's a tough card for betting, man. It really is. You can make a case.
I wish they would have given Shore a little plus next to his name there. I would have been all over that. Herbert Burns plus 170. That might be the play right there.
Yeah, Bill Algeo minus 200. Stuff to get around to.
And who else we got here? Jessica Penney. This one is. This is the one that's. Yeah, he started off as a plus 100. Herbert Burns. What's up with that?
I mean, his lines move because people place a lot of money on him.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not committing to anything right now, but there's definitely a lot to like there. I think. Am I crazy? I mean, I feel like. Anyway, I'll get back to that.
All I'm going to say is, if Ryan Ortega actually does get a sub in rounds 2, 3, or 4, the house is coming down. I mean, I'm going to be going.
Oh yeah,
crazy in this thing.
You got to be invested, emotionally invested.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted it. This is a tough, card to predict from a betting standpoint. But I wanted to have the emotional investment across the board. And then I just took a prop parlay over 1.5 in Shore Simone, Tate Murphy, and Ortega Rodriguez. Pays out at minus 111.
Wow.
So that's the week.
That is big time stuff. All right. So you'll be in attendance, good seats?
Decent seats, like first, we're sitting in like first, second, and third row, and I want to say like section 306.
Okay.
Come say what's up if you're there.
Yeah. All right. Section 306 at the brand new UBS Arena. By the way, you've been there. I haven't been there. You say it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I really enjoyed it last time. Drink's a little overpriced, but we'll work through that.
Okay. I look forward to all of that. I look forward to seeing how you do, and I wish you a very happy birthday. Now, anything after the event that we're doing for the birthday? I didn't get like a notification, a save the date, anything.
Back to Manhattan, I guess.
All right. Rooftop.
Yeah, probably
drink.
rooftop. I guess it all depends how the nights go.
All right.
When Yair wins by first round knockout, I guess it's back home.
Yeah.
Schlep it back home.
All right, there he is, Mr. GC. Time now. Thank you very much for everyone's favorite segment of the week. It is time. Oh, we never actually did this.
It's time for a good old-fashioned Q&A.
Yes.
Fans.
I just got a weird email here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived to
what
hear
is
from the
going
man
on? Let me see
himself,
something.
Ariel Helwani.
Oh, don't mind me.
Live from the Box Studios in beautiful
It's
New York
very
City.
strange.
It's
Oh, this
on
is
the
what it
nose.
was. Okay, now
And
it makes sense.
To answer your questions.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
out of your seats and on your feet because here he is, Ariel Helwani.
Here I am once again. I'm torn into pieces. Let me just alert the masses here. New York Rick is New York Rick joining us today? I'm not sure. I don't know if you saw this, GC, but Paulo Costa, not to be confused with Bohashinia Depot, the actual Bohashinia we've been tweeting throughout your segment.
You and him back and forth.
Yes. He tweeted, he responded to the video of Alex Pereira saying, "This guy speak for 3 minutes for 20 seconds of translate LOL." So I wrote back, "Hi." And then he wrote back, "Bonjour, homie."
Yeah, I'm seeing it now with the unicorn emoji.
Yeah. Is it really him?
Yes.
All right. Let's answer some questions, shall we? We've got a lot of questions here. Moderator Lewis has done a fantastic job of, and by the way, I feel a little guilty. I mean, I feel like for my birthday, we had the hats, we had the this, we had the that. Did I drop the ball? Should I have had something for you? What do you think? Should I have brought the same hat back? My daughter really likes the hat, by the way, the little party hat.
Yeah, I have mine right here. I thought we were going to do it together, but obviously it's my birthday, so I was going to wait for you to initiate it.
I dropped the ball. Fair enough.
Whatever.
That's my bad. I do have some extra prime here for you, courtesy of Logan.
All is forgiven.
You got to drink it like this. All right. Yitzi is up first. Shalom, Ariel. Amazing interview with Nate yesterday. Thank you. When he said all he wants is to be free, it got me thinking about how the UFC is allowed to pay their fighters as independent contractors, 1099, and not as a W-2 employee. An independent contractor, by definition, is free. I am not an employment or labor attorney, but it is common knowledge that an independent contractor has to have the ability to work for whomever they want and on their own timeline. When the UFC requires fighters to sign an exclusive contract with them and controls when they can work, I would think that would invalidate them from paying fighters as independent contractors. Has the UFC ever been challenged on this? Do they have a special exemption? Would appreciate if you have any insight into this. Thanks so much and have a great day, Yitzi. Yes, in fact, they have, and they continue to do so. I don't know if you know this, but there's a class action lawsuit which pertains to this very subject. The UFC has spent a lot of money in DC to lobby against any type of bill that would open the door for the fighters to be reclassified as employees as opposed to independent contractors. Shout out to, actually, I just saw this, Tim, Timespyre. Tim, well, his name is Tim, but it seems like Time Spire or Tim Spire or Tom Espire, Timespyre, writer for Bloody Elbow, who actually just did a story that came out yesterday, pretty deep dive into the amount of money that the UFC spends to lobby against this exact bill that would reclassify the fighters from independent contractor to employee. I've said this time and again, they are not independent contractors. An independent contractor is someone, essentially, if we boil it down, if I call a plumber to come to my house, you will be there at 12 o'clock to fix my sink. I cannot tell you what to wear. I cannot tell you where to be next. I cannot tell you what to do. I cannot lock you into a contract. He is an independent contractor that I hire to perform a service, and then once that service is completed, he's free to do whatever he wants. As we all know, UFC fighters cannot do this, and the UFC fights and spends a lot of money to stop this from being reclassified or redefined, as they say, because if they were deemed employees, everything would change. The benefits would change. The rights would change, all that and more. They want them to remain as independent contractors. No one has really challenged them on this. Like I said, there is the lawsuit. There have been people who have pushed, poked, prodded, etc., but nowhere to the point where it became close. When they started or tried to do that PFA organization back in 2016, I remember Jeff Boris would talk about this a lot, former MLB agent, but nothing really came of it. So yes, an independent contractor would be someone who can fight here and fight there. You can make the case that boxers are a lot more independent contractors as opposed to MMA fighters. Can an MMA fighter go box? No. Can a UFC fighter? Can a UFC fighter go and take a kickboxing match just because he wants to? No. Can he do WWE just because he wants to? No. They're told what to wear. They're told where to be. They have to sign in 365. They have to tell them in USADA where they are 365. In fact, they are actually treated more as employees than the actual UFC employees who are not drug tested 365, who do not have to update their whereabouts on an app 365. And they're the employees who get the benefits. UFC fighters don't get the benefits. Don't get me started. Chris, first question ever after watching for what I feel like over a decade, my guy. Respect. Ariel, my question is, which two fighters would make a great case to go on a 7-game fight series like in baseball? Max versus Volk, Usman versus Colby are the easy suggestions because they are the cream of the crop. Macho voice. Oh, yeah. That. And try to choose two fighters who never fought each other that you believe would go 7 fights deep. Promotion doesn't matter. What you got, GC, what are the odds? I don't know if I want to see Volk and Max fight again anymore. Like, do I want to see? I mean, I guess one more time and Volk gets the sweep. I don't know if I want to see that. Jones DC is one that I would love to see. Usman Colby's not a bad one. McGregor Diaz would be tremendous. Jan Sterling, that would be a fun one. Rose Carla? Maybe not. Maybe? Maybe not. Those are some that come to mind. Close fights. Very close fights. I don't know if I want to see Alex and Max fight again. Trying to see who's the cream of the crop right now. Figueiredo Moreno, of course. That's the obvious one. Max83, hello, Ariel. With all respects, or with all aspects, I should say, we learned in the last couple of months, and regarding the Nate Diaz situation, I was wondering if it would be a good idea if the UFC or other promotions would learn something from the world of football, soccer over there. I think it would be a great idea to implement release clauses just like in football. So maybe Nate has 1 fight left and the release clause for such a big name is maybe $5 million. And whoever is willing to pay that can sign him, for example, Bellator or the Jake Paul promotion. What do you think of this idea? Greetings, my man. Yeah, it would be great. I mean, I can't imagine. Listen, I cannot imagine living in a world, working in a field where I just can't go out at some point and be free. I'll tell you, like towards the end of my last job, I was feeling a certain way, and I looked forward to seeing what was out there. Right? We all deserve that. Whether you're a contractor, a 1099, a W-2, someone who's an employee, like you always in life, you should be allowed to go and see what else is out there. This guy has been sidelined. This guy should have had his last fight in 2021, end of the year. He fought in June. He could have fought by December, whatever the case may be. And they knew he was not going to accept the Khamzat fight initially, so that extended the contract. And then it's just been this game for almost a year. Sorry, over a year. 13 months. So yeah, you want to put in a clause like this? Great. we always talk about it, and Dana White talks about it. It's not a career, it's an opportunity, right? It's a short window. And here's a guy in his 30s just seeing the prime of his career just, what? Getting frozen like Elsa? Going down the drain? It's crazy. Hey, Ariel, thoughts on Dana handing $250K to the Nelk boys from Hugo? Touched on this a little bit with GC. I mean, obviously the optics are weird. And I do believe this man is allowed to do whatever he wants. This man is allowed to pay for whatever he wants. He is a successful man. He has earned his money. It was not handed to him. He fought tooth and nail. Don't mistake for a second. Like, Dana White has put in the time. This guy has earned his money. Whether it was the Fertittas who were the front man, the money, the brains, the guy traveled the world. He did his thing. My thoughts on him as a current promoter now, and just kind of like phoning it in, mailing it in, I still can't believe he didn't go to 276, are irrelevant. He has earned every penny. And he can do whatever he wants. He could buy 8 houses. He can buy snow here. He can buy cars. He could buy helicopters. So it's all well and good. Now, if you're a fighter who works for him, who feels like you aren't getting paid what you are due, owed, whatever, and you see that and you feel a certain way, I don't begrudge you as well. You're the one getting punched in the face. But this is his own personal money. It's not the UFC's money. The UFC isn't paying the Nelk boys. At least we don't think so. Although they're now like supporting their new MMA media outlet thingy, whatever. So I'm sure there's, some tit for tat and all of that. Nothing is without strings attached. The optics are just weird. It's just weird. Like, first of all, I can assure you this. When I'm 50 something years old, I ain't going to be hanging out with no frat boys, and I ain't paying them $250 for their birthday. I ain't giving them that for their birthday. What? That's just weird. Like, the whole thing was weird. I'm sorry. It just looked Is it wrong if I say, GC, is it wrong if I say that was just creepy? Is that wrong? Is that too harsh?
Nah.
It was weird.
I feel like that's pretty accurate.
It was like
it was an odd thing to do.
It's like if I give my son a new PlayStation and I'm excited to give it to him and I'm waiting for him to open it up on his birthday, that's how I would look. Right? Like, that was the look, like the look of anticipation, like you can't wait for the reaction. He's like clearing out the table, this and that, like, oh, let's, and then it's just like this bag with money in it. Like, that's just weird behavior. I'm sorry. That is weird behavior. Friends, no friends, 25 years older, whatever. Like, I barely want to hang out with, people who are 35, let alone 25. You think I'm getting, what the heck? It's just weird behavior. And what did they think the response would be? All this talk about fighter pay. Number one, they may not have even thought about it because they're so far removed from reality at this point. They may not even thought of it. They may be so disconnected from reality that they may not even thought that the optics would be bad. Hey, let's keep this internal. Let's keep this private. Let's not make a show of it. Let's not post the video, this, that. That would have been probably the right thing to do. But again, present, own money, you can do whatever you want. How did they, if they thought about the reaction, if they thought about what fighters might say or react or, whatever feels, how did they think they would react? Now more than ever, fighter pay has been an issue. Now more than ever. What did they think? So, I don't know. They probably don't care. Let's be honest. Haven't cared for a while, but just, the whole thing just felt weird to me. It felt weird. Off. Creepy. Patrick, can I just say one last thing? And this might be, it just felt like an older guy trying to be cool in front of younger guys. Like, is that the most clear way that I could put this? I just don't get it. Like, are they actually friends? Are they actually hanging out? Weird. I've spent too much time on this. Patrick, favorite segment of the week. 2 quick questions. Ariel, who gets recognized more at UFC Long Island? Ooh, it's a great question. New York Rick or GC, and who gets more picture requests? GC, what merch are you on the lookout for this weekend? And can we expect you to wear said merch on Monday's show? P.S. If Chris Curtis does have Darren Till in his corner in London and doesn't come out this week, Caroline, we riot. Now, Lewis has actually added like a footnote to this. Related to this, he says, another question asked is if there's any organized way of meeting GC and your Rick this weekend. Interesting. And then he points to the tweet, or excuse me, the message, which said, from 10th Island. Big fan of the show. One quick question. I'll be attending my first live UFC event this Saturday at Long Island. I'm looking forward to all the fights, but nothing excites me more than the true main attraction. So my question is, how can I meet the two legends in attendance on the 16th, aka sports betting legend Connor Burks and the social media sensation Yerk Rick? You better stay hydrated. Wow, this is a lot here to handle. The floor is yours, GC.
I mean, unbelievable message there.
Yeah.
Rick is definitely going to get recognized more. He will definitely get more picture requests.
You think so?
Yes.
Been around longer.
Oh, for sure.
But you're on a crazy babyface run right now.
Nah. I mean, if you want to come say what's up, I'll tweet a picture of where I'm sitting, and I'll say the actual section. Off the top of my head, I want to say it's section 306. Yeah, come say what's good. You don't have to do anything. You just that's it. It's
306.
Yeah, I'm up top. I'm with the people.
I like
on this one. I'm not on Media Row like Rick will be. So we won't be together. I tried to say, let's link up in the stadium. He's like, nope. You'll have to wait till after to hang out with me. I was like,
wow.
Merch wise, poster for sure.
Whoa. Wow. What is happening here? Is that you?
This is the slander. I have all this talk about me when I'm not there. I mean, I'm a little bit offended and hurt.
Wait a second.
This is the new microphone, Rick.
This is you never sound better.
Oh, I'm in my car on the phone.
It's great. What are you using? That Bluetooth?
Yes, connected to my.
Couldn't even do the
car.
AirPods. I mean, at least the AirPods a little bit of a crisper feel.
No, the AirPods you always tell me sound bad. You know what? I'm not doing this with you. I'm hanging up. I'm not doing this.
Wait, but did you not read?
I screamed through the audience.
Did you not hear what this gentleman just said? He said he would love nothing more than to meet the social media sensation.
Yeah, I would love that too. But then Connor's burying me over here talking about I big timed him and I'm trying to work and he's trying to hang out and party. I mean, I came on just in time to hear all this.
Are those statements incorrect, Eric?
I mean, I've got things to do, Connor. What do you want me to do? Just
he's not denying
leave my responsibilities behind?
No, he does have a point.
Okay, so well, let's ask you since I didn't even realize you were on. And by the way, the lower third graphic for you is just tremendous. Are you doing any meetups? Yes.
Is it me as a youngster again?
Yes, it is you as a youngster again. Any meetups, any meet and greets, any tete-a-tetes, any, autograph signings, anything?
What are you talking about? You're asking me if I'm doing these?
Yes, this is what the guy I just asked. He wants to know if he can meet you. Two people, Patrick McCrite and 10th Island. They both want to know if they can meet you.
Yeah, of course. They just have to DM me. Let's do it. I'll meet anybody. I don't care.
Patrick also asked who is getting more picture requests, you or GC?
GC for sure. Babyface right now.
Babyface run. Yeah.
I think GC is the best up and comer in MMA right now.
Who's a bigger babyface right now? GC or Ben the Bane Davis?
Bane. Is that a question?
Oh,
I mean,
that's a tough one.
I tweeted about Ben,
say GC.
and it was a pop, to end all pops. Yeah, I couldn't believe the love that this guy got.
If this guy Bane was going to Long Island, he would need security.
Wow.
Yeah, he's big time.
Okay. By the way, New York Rick, while we have you here, you were just at the media day?
I was, yes.
Any breaking news, anything to report back? Give us a rundown. I mean, of course, everyone was watching this show, so they were not tuned in. Is there anything that we need to know about today's media day? And where was it? Was it at the UBS?
No, it was at the Long Island Marriott.
Okay.
I think Uniondale was the town. Not near the UBS. No breaking news, but it was the fighters in the main and co-main seemed confident going into it. I would say Ortega held court, definitely the longest. Reflected on the Volkanovski fight, talked about focusing in on his BJJ, and feeling like after that fight, he kind of went away from his bread and butter. And now he's back training that properly. Yair seemed confident, ready to fight. As he said on the show, anywhere is a good place to die.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time, and I'm expecting at least those top 2 fights for sure to be good. Good stuff from Burgos and Jourdain. I'm expecting that one to be great. So yeah, all in all, good media day.
2 follow-ups for me. Number 1, did he reuse the dying line, or did he keep it exclusive to us?
He did not. That was exclusive.
I appreciate that. And number 2, please tell me Jack Shore wasn't there, because that would just fit the narrative even more.
Jack Shore was not there.
Oh my God.
The card fighter.
Disrespect.
It was only the main card fighter.
Jack Shore. Was he 16-0? Can't even make it to the media day? Are you kidding me? You know what? That's actually my bad. I should have had Jack Shore on the show.
Yes.
I thought that
literally about to ask for where's Jack Shore on the show today then if we're doing this.
Well, honestly, I thought that they usually have the media day during the show.
Yeah. It was a little bit weird. I would have expected him to be there, but it was only the main card fighters.
Wow. All right. Anything else to report?
No, just looking forward to a tremendous time out on Long Island. Going to be working, as you understand, and GC going to be up in the stands enjoying himself and shaming me for doing my job, and it'll all be nice.
Yo, your boy Dustin Jacoby officially plus money on DraftKings Sportsbook.
I mean, hand it over. That's easy money right there.
We ride together, baby.
We ride as one.
We ride.
Okay, well, you sticking around, or you just popped in?
No, just a little Wednesday treat, and then I pop back out. But yeah, anybody who's going to be on Long Island, looking to meet New York Rick, GC, whatever, I'm there. Just shoot me a message, and I'd be happy to.
Wow, what a mensch.
Ariel's distracted with something.
Yes.
As you just poured your heart out to the audience.
No, it's within good reason. It's with good reason, I should say. All right, we continue now with the questions. El Cubano, hola Ariel. Flying under the radar this weekend is a flyweight matchup between Lauren Murphy and Miesha Tate. I don't know if it's flying under the radar, to be honest. Now, while I can see how a win for Cupcake can propel her right into a title shot with the Queen, Valentina Shevchenko, what would the future look like for Miesha if she were to lose this weekend? Viva Hiawani. Not a bad question. I mean, it'll be her first. Look, you move down to 25, you cut all that weight, you lose the weight, it doesn't go your way. I don't think it's a huge deal. I don't think it's a huge deal. You know, she'll say, the weight cut wasn't great. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have zigged when I zagged. Then she goes back to 35. It's no harm, no foul. So I don't think it's a horrible thing. Like, I'm not expecting her to retire or anything like that. Liam, hi, Ariel. Greetings from the sunny southwest of England. I wanted to ask your thoughts on the Tiger Muay Thai training facility in Thailand, as I've noticed that several of the sport's elite strikers have passed through their doors, yet they never seem to get mentioned. Their patrons have included Alexander Volkanovski, Rafael Fiziev, Valentina Shevchenko, Peter Yan, Kai Kara-France. Even Khamzat was there earlier this year. It occurs to me that these are all wildly successful fighters from diverse training camps, with Tiger Muay Thai at the center of their collective Venn diagram. Do you think this Muay Thai outpost plays a bigger role in MMA success than most are reporting? Yeah. Also, Lewis represents Southwest is also where I call home. Where? Oh, southwest of England. What is the southwest of England? I don't even know what that consists of. 1 second. I'm just... Do you know what I was trying to do right there, GC? What is your best guess as to what I was just trying to do?
On your phone?
Yeah, like why I was a bit distracted.
I actually have no idea.
Oh, I was trying to get Jack to pop in.
That would have been great.
Yeah, I forgot to tell him. But he said he can't do it. Anyway.
Monday, in studio after he wins.
Let's go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot they're in New York. It doesn't even feel like they're in New York because it's so far away. I invited DC to come in studio, but we all know how that goes. Anyway, Tiger Muay Thai is killing it. That's why I was trying to give a shout out to Sayat and Danny Rubenstein. I mentioned that Rafael Fiziev was going to be on the show. He has to have no surgery. That's why he's not on the show. I reported it yesterday. So we wish him a speedy recovery. Much love to those guys. But yeah, they're killing it out there. And they have for a long time. Matt Moe. Hey, Ariel. Yesterday, NASA released the first 4 images from the James Webb Space Telescope, the most powerful telescope ever built. The images were quite spectacular. They were the highest definition images of our universe ever taken in history. Yes, I saw them. They were tremendous. My question is, did you get a chance to see the images? Which one out of the 4 was your favorite, and what did you think? Get GC and DJ Frankie Frank on this as well. I heard GC loved Interstellar. Ariel, I can't believe you haven't seen it. Watch it tonight with the wife. It's on Amazon Prime. Take care and Godspeed. Lewis, ever the mensch, even included a link to said photos. Are you aware of this, GC, all this talk about the photos, the space, all that?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Really puts it in perspective.
Yeah, it almost feels fake, right?
Yeah. It literally is unbelievable. Interstellar, though, don't even waste your money on Amazon Prime. I'll bring you the Blu-ray. You can pop it in next week.
I don't have a Blu-ray player. What do you think?
All right, I'll bring my Xbox. You can borrow that too. The disc will already be inside it.
Now, our good friend No Context Ariel had a great photo of the James Webb and then the Diaz family, saying like that it was 2 amazing photos taken on the same day. He said it, not me. Killian, Ariel, after the Fiziev-Conor Twitter exchange last week, I got into a debate with a friend over who would be the betting favorite in that fight. I think Fiziev would almost certainly be the betting favorite, but it got me thinking, who is the highest ranked lightweight that you believe Conor would be the betting favorite against? Would love GC's take as well, of course. Appreciate you and the whole team as always. And hashtag free Nate Diaz. I think Conor would be the favorite in that fight. Don't you think?
We talked about this on Monday after the show.
Did we actually talk about this?
Yeah.
That he would be the... Well, yeah.
I thought he would be the underdog against everyone ranked. Even Demir's Magulov. I was like, no way.
Tony Ferguson, I think he'd be the favorite against.
Yes.
Ferguson dropped down to 11. Fiziev's now 7, by the way.
I don't know.
Wait, what don't you know about?
I don't know who would be the favorite in that one, but I feel like because of all the public money that would come in on Conor McGregor, he might close as
Would he be the favorite against Charles?
Oliveira? No way. No, I do not think so.
Would he be the favorite against Dustin?
No.
Would he be the favorite against Justin?
I don't think so.
Islam?
No shot.
Chandler?
I feel like that when you're getting closer to even.
Beneil?
I think he would probably.
I think once you get to Fiziev, RDA,
you also have to remember, like the Poirier 3, it was like even money, and I just felt like that was the biggest trap on earth to play Conor McGregor in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like I almost feel like Charles against Conor McGregor would be like a minus 300. Maybe Beneil.
Wow.
Maybe Beneil.
Interesting
question, though.
Interesting question. Lewis, my man, good afternoon, Ariel. Yesterday seemed like a fulfilling day for you professionally. Can you share with us just how long a good day at work will carry with you? Once the cameras and mics are off, how far do you ride that crest of wave home? For hours, days? Does Jacqueline or the family make any comments about how you appear, a smile, or a zing in your step? And on the flip side, when things don't go as envisioned, or you feel unsatisfied from a workday, how long does that sit with you? Much love, Lewis. Great question, always very thoughtful. I will say, unfortunately, the bad days linger longer than the good days. It should be the opposite, but this is just the way I am. And I'll harp on them, and I'll harp on them, and I'll harp on them. And the good days, this is the way I am. Like, the first thought that I had after the Diaz thing was, thankfully, that happened. It was great. It was fun. Thankful, grateful. How do we top this? Like within 30 seconds, I'm thinking, all right, what do I do now? And who's booked for tomorrow? And are they all like, I don't allow myself. I will say I went from the Showtime thing to this show to one other thing, which I'll tell you more about after today's show. And then I got in my car and then I sat there for like 30 minutes and I think I was like emotionally exhausted. Then I had to drive home. But it was hard to go to sleep. Like I got home at 11 and then I had dinner and then I just sat there and just tried to revel in it and feel good about what like could have shaped. I think I was talking to Brian about this before the show. Like this could be a great day. Like this could be an all-timer. I think I might have even tweeted this. This could be an all-timer, or it could have turned into a disaster. Luckily, it did not. And just one of those days, like top 5 most amazing days of my career, if only because I was doing so many different things and it was special and it could have gone wrong, but it didn't. So yeah, I feel like I'm on a high right now. You know what I feel like right now when I came into the show today, the studio today? Because I was just watching the Chris Eubank interview from Mayweather-McGregor when we were there, and he started reciting Invictus to us, and I was on no sleep at that point because the night before we stayed up till 5 a.m. at Floyd's place to get the interview with him, and then we had to go do the beat. I mean, I was on no sleep, and I felt like I was lightheaded, and I felt like I was having, I mean, here he is, Chris Eubank, reciting Invictus to me, just off the top of his head, and I felt like I was having an out-of-body experience. And it wasn't quite that, but I was just like going off adrenaline, and I felt like that. Because, I mean, we were here less than 24 hours ago, and it was a really big show for us, and I felt like I was going off adrenaline. So, yeah, feel good, but the beauty of being busy and all that, like you can't really sit around and smell the flowers, and I don't really want to. I want to keep going and feel very motivated. I don't know why I have such a chip on my shoulder, but I do. I really do. That's the truth. But it was a great day. It really was. And a day I don't think that I'll forget. And I hope that you all appreciate, the fact that we can all go on this ride together. And I hope you feel like my victories are your victories, because I do feel that way. That's not just something that I say. As far as my kids, I mean, 2 of my kids are not here. They're at summer camp, so they have no idea what's going on. My daughter has no idea. She woke me up asking me to help her with this new toy that she got. And Jacqueline made me dinner, so that was nice when I got home. Charlie, hey, Ariel. Haven't commented for a while, but always tuning in from London. Thank you, my friend. I feel there are less and less big fights versus 5, 10, 15 years ago. Many pay-per-view cards don't get my juices flowing like they used to. Example, 277, although I love the Rock Cold Costa fight on 278. Do you share my sentiment that pay-per-view cards aren't what they used to be? And do you also watch less fights, or are you still watching most cards top to bottom? Well, it is my job, but I will tell you, I do kind of laugh when I hear people say, like, most stacked pay-per-view card. Yo, go back and look at the pay-per-view cards from 2007, 2008. Maybe the names don't resonate, but if you actually look at who they were and understand who they were, those were deep cards, top to bottom. Those were deep cards. Now, if we get 5 good fights on the pay-per-view and maybe 1 good prelim, we're all happy and saying, this is the best card of the year, and it's never been this stacked, blah, 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 blah. It's no. I mean, they were doing less shows. They were doing 12 shows as opposed to 43 shows. I mean, you would never have main events like we had now 10 years ago. So yes, I understand and agree with what you're saying, but it's still my job to watch and know what's going on. So he says, if you agree, which of these reasons do you give most weight to? There are too many fight nights. Yeah, too many shows, watered down product. The UFC is not trying to create stars that may rock the boat in the future while making it about the brand. There's some of that going on, but I don't think that's the main one. They don't need pay-per-view sales like they used to based on their ESPN deal. Yeah, there's less incentive. There's less pressure. The pressure now is on ESPN that paid to have those pay-per-views exclusively on Plus. So there's a lot going on here. The brand is hot. The brand is on fire. The pay-per-views are bought and sold for. You don't have as much incentive to go and say, John Jones, we need to figure this out right now. We need to make a deal right now. Nate Diaz, we need to figure out how to keep you. They're killing it. They're swimming in the dough. But yes, part of the thing is like they sold this menu and ESPN is happy with it because they've got ESPN Plus and it's great programming for them and people are signing up for it because of them. The UFC is anchoring that. Especially once Ariel and the Bad Guy No More, we built that platform, hands, shoulders, you know the drill. They are very happy to have these cards, even if they may be, quote unquote, not up to snuff, if you will. So there's a lot going on. Carmelo, as a father, how do you teach your kids to deal with physical conflict? I'm personally in the team of if someone is bullying you, use your words first, and if they don't respect you, game on. I have 2 boys, and I've dealt with some situations recently that have made me really think. My wife is more on the team of never respond with physical force, but I don't really like that. However, don't want my kids to somehow become bullies either. It's a great question, Carmelo. Thank God I've never been really faced with this predicament. I do tell my kids, and I would have told my kids if they bring this to me. Obviously, like, being physical is the last resort. You want to try to figure things out. You want to try to get away from someone younger. You tell someone. But I have told them 100%, like, you don't let anyone push you around. If someone is pushing you, like, you stand your ground. And if it means, getting them dukes up, you get them dukes up. But that's obviously the last resort. You don't want to actually, go around beating people up. So yes, use the words, be smart. Don't go straight for the fight, but don't be a pushover as well. Very important. Taco Enthusiast. Hi, Ariel. The UFC has been lobbying hard to prevent additional votes on the right to organize bill, HR 842 and S420. Do you think the UFC sees the bill as a legitimate threat to its control over fighters? Yes, this is what I was talking about earlier. And also, they've been doing this for quite some time. Also, why are more people not talking about this? UFC is publicly lobbying and throwing money to kill a bill that would give its fighters the right to be treated fairly. Saludos. They've been doing this for... this dates back to not getting into New York. Unite Here, the culinary union. Go back and look at those stories from 8 years ago or so. Sheldon Silver. This has been going on for ages. This is from Lewis Bloody Elbow article. He quotes Tim Bissell. To date, the UFC has disclosed $240,000 worth of spending on the Right to Organize Act of 2021. More info on the bill. Among the specific details in these bills are revisions of the official definition of employee, supervisor, and employer. The bills seek to broaden the scopes of these terms. This is more from his reporting, which I suggest you check out over at bloodyelbow.com. This would involve adding the following amendments to the National Labor Relations Act. Quote, an individual performing any service shall be considered an employee except as provided in the previous sentence and not an independent contractor unless the individual is free from control and direction in connection with the performance of the service, both under the contract for the performance of service and in fact, B, the service is performed outside the usual course of the business of the employer, and C, the individual is customarily engaged in an independently established trade, occupation, profession, or business in the same nature as that involved in the service performed. End quote. Yes, it's been happening for quite some time. They do not want this to happen. And for the reasons I mentioned earlier, it would just change the way they do business and change the way they have to treat the fighters. Abay, hello, Ariel. Is there anyone in MMA with a tougher schedule or resume than RDA, Khabib, Ferguson, Edwards, Usman, Colby, either in there or on the rise when everyone else avoided them? Couldn't agree more. Doesn't get enough respect for that. The guy never turns down a fight and is always willing to fight the dudes who no one else wants to fight. Islam as well. It didn't come to fruition, but he was down to fight him. Add to that Lawler, Diaz, Cowboy, Eddie, Pettis, Benson, Fiziev, the list goes on. Who else springs to mind in terms of... he's the guy. He really is the guy. Nate has fought a lot of tough dudes, but RDA is just consistently... Here's the thing. There's a lot of guys who fight the tough guys, and Cerrone as well, but they have the popularity and the fan base. RDA doesn't have that, but has fought everyone. That's why, in my opinion, Hall of Famer. Harry, hey Ariel, as a germaphobe, how uncomfortable did you secretly feel being so close during your face-off with Andrew Schultz? You're crazy. What are you talking about? My dad is exactly the same as you, so we all laugh when he gets put in spots where he has to embrace people when we all know he's dying inside. I couldn't help but feel the same way about you on Monday. Keep killing it, Hilwani. No, it was fine. Look, I hope that everyone's healthy, safe. He's very close to the man, but one thing that I didn't want early on in the pandemic, I think we were all taking it very seriously. I was wiping down the groceries. I didn't go anywhere for a while, but I also didn't want this to consume me. So I made an effort to try to go out. We joked about it on DC and Helwani, and people actually thought that I was being 100% serious. But I did go out. I did do this and that because I knew because of my neuroses and because I was a germaphobe, because I was OCD about all of this, it could consume me. Howard Stern still hasn't left his house. Howard Stern is still broadcasting from his home in Florida. I couldn't do that. I'm here. I've been here since August of last year. We have in-studio guests. I'm going on trips. I'm interviewing people. I'm here, so you got to get over some of that. One thing I will say, though, I wish we can transition away from the handshake and just go to the bow. To me, the bow is a lot more respectful, inviting. I just feel like the bow, like, what's a better compliment than bowing to someone, towards someone, like, oh, with all due respect, thank you for your time. Thank you so much. So great to see you. Much love to you and your family. As opposed to a handshake. The reason why the handshake was established was back in the day in the Western world. Here I am playing, Mr. Know-It-All. They would shake hands in order to see if there was any like weapon there, like long sleeve weapons. You go like this and then you shake hands. All right, we're good. Shut up. All right, no one's got weapons here. All right, no one's walking around. You see us. Bow. Oh, hello, sir. How are you? What's better than that? I was hoping that if there would be one byproduct that we can live with post-pandemic, it would be no handshake, just bow. But it seems as though no one's really jumping on this train. Ha'af Shehalvani. Hello, Ariel. Shalom from Toronto, Canada, the 6th. You interviewed many big names in MMA, sports entertainment, and even a former president of the United States of America. Are there any people that you never interviewed before that you wish you interview in the future? Yeah. I mean, Howard Stern. I'd love to interview Howard Stern. There's a ton of people. I want to keep, broadening my horizons, and I'd love to talk to. I enjoy speaking to a comedian. I don't want to just speak to athletes. Look, I'll be honest. Like I want to be remembered as the greatest interviewer of all time. Is this going to happen? Meh. Probably not, but why can't I shoot for something? And the way people talk about the great interviews, at one point, I want to be considered. Is this going to happen? Here I am in MMA, slowly but surely, doing other stuff. But this is what I love. This is what I have the most passion for. I adore interviewing people. And so this is what I'm shooting for. And, you got to shoot for something. Shoot for the moon, land among the stars. So yes, there's a lot of people. I mean, a ton. I could sit here and name one. Would I like to interview this person, this actor, this author, this politician? Like, and the thing about me is, I don't have a bias. I don't care who you are, where you're from. Even if we agree, even if you tell me that you hate me or Jewish people or Canadians or what, I don't care. As long as we can have a cordial, civil conversation, I'm in. P.S., he says, I wanted to tell you that you have a very relaxing voice. Wow, thank you. Sometimes when I find it difficult to fall asleep, I would play an episode of the MMA Hour, even an older episode that I already listened to, and it works like magic. Wow. Is that a compliment? I guess. Or maybe I'm just so boring, I put you to sleep. It relaxes me, he says, and it helps me fall asleep. You're welcome. I appreciate that. It's a great compliment when people say, oh, I listened to you to forget things. Someone sent me a tweet that was so nice. Sam is a teacher. I'm going to get really, really sappy for a second, he wrote. When I was a freshman in college, I used to listen to your fan house show while loading envelopes at my student job at admissions. I've graduated, spent 5 years as a teacher, gone back to admissions, and left again for greener pastures. Your voice on a nearly weekly basis has been a constant. It's been absolutely amazing to watch you grow, evolve, and become a rock star of the game. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for showing that seeking the best for yourself isn't selfish and that it's okay to try something new. I mean, what a comment that is. You're doing your job, you're passing time. You're a UPS driver, you're, a mailman, and you're listening to us. What an honor. Hands on. Hi, Ariel. Dustin Poirier was on DC and RC yesterday and stated he has some things in the works regarding a fight. Also, he commented that he's heading down to ATT and plans to stay there until he fights. Any word on who and when? Yeah, honestly, let me tell you something about the Nate interview yesterday. I had no idea what he was going to say. I didn't know if he was going to come on and say that he wants to fight Dustin, that he's resigned, that he wants to fight Chandler, that he wants to fight Tony. I had no idea. I didn't know if he was going to say he wants to be released, if he's done. No idea. But I can tell you this. Part of the deal, if he resigns, is to fight a Dustin. And obviously we know that Dustin wanted that fight. And I had heard that they're pretty damn close. If you go back to that Dave Chappelle special that he referenced, I think a lot of the feelings and thoughts that he has right now were unearthed after watching that special. Dave Chappelle's story, the money that he got from Comedy Central or offered, walked away, thought people thought it was the dumbest decision. Why would you do that? Walk away, leave it all at the table. I think that opened Nate's eyes. So if the Nate fight isn't going to happen, I'd love to see Dustin versus Chandler. I mean, that to me is the no-brainer of all no-brainers. From your interview with Nathan yesterday, it doesn't seem like a Diaz-Poirier fight is in the works anytime soon. Any chance of another high-profile fight on the 278 pay-per-view? I mean, it's in a little over a month, so I don't know about that. A lot of shows. You add that extra pay-per-view in July, it makes the next one a little bit bare, right? Great work on the press conference yesterday. Hope to see more things like that in the future. Thank you. We were up there. We were doing our thing. The more we get comfortable, the more support. Crack a joke here or there, get people excited. You get up there, you do your thing. Like, oh, how could you? Oh, you're promoting Jake Paul. Oh, yeah. I mean, we got Hasim in the house. We've got freaking Amanda Serrano in the house. We've got legends like Thomas Hauser there, legendary boxing journalist, just tremendous. Jack Walter. Great last name. Ariel, my man, just wondering, any word on who's fighting at MSG this year and what their plans are with that? Also, what happened to 2 Cent Tuesday? Well, MSG is in November. It's a little far. Jones Stipe, maybe. The point is, there's no talks. I've heard nothing at the moment. So stay tuned. We're still talking about the September pay-per-view, for goodness sake. 2 Cent Tuesday, I wrote about this, bit of a hiatus until the fall. A lot going on. More on that later. Rami, hello. That suit yesterday was fire, Rami says. Wow, as you do more of these boxing press conferences, I don't know how many more I'm doing, but, nice to be asked. I've only done one. Actually, I did 2. I did the Darren Williams one, and Frank Gore. And post-fight interviews. How do you navigate being unique while still respecting the history of boxing? Oof, that is a great question. Actually, this is a very pertinent question because there's something that I'm mulling over. I think it's very important to respect the history of boxing, respect the sport, respect how dangerous it is, how, this is life and death stuff, whether you don't play boxing, as the famous line goes. And so I don't want to be viewed as like sideshow guy. I don't want to be viewed as influencer guy. And I don't, and the reason why I'm comfortable doing the stuff that I'm asked to do for these fights is because I do believe that Jake takes it very seriously and really cares about being the best boxer that he can be and has a great team behind him, great trainers, etc. So I try to be me. I've always, I think, been somewhat non-conventional, but I respect the fight game way too much. Like, I don't take myself seriously, and I don't think I'm above anything per se. I like pro wrestling. People don't like that I like pro wrestling or talk about pro wrestling and talk about, I don't care. I like shows and showmans and showmanship and hoopla and buzz and all this stuff. I love it. So I don't take myself too seriously, but there is a line, right? I mean, I will tell you, can I tell you? I don't know. People reach out. I've turned down a lot of things and asked me to be a part of a lot of things. And maybe this stuff is open door. And there's something going on very soon that I was asked about and I respectfully declined without getting into too many details. So, yeah, I mean, I'm a Canelo Triple G type of guy, if you get what I'm saying. And I know that there's probably some people who are like, oh, you don't know shit about boxing. Yo, let me tell you something. Just because I'm the MMA guy doesn't mean that I don't know anything about the NBA either. Because let me tell you, when they put me out there on the sidelines, I look like I knew a thing or two, right? I've devoted my life to MMA, and this is the sport, and you have to pick a lane. And I believe being someone who is an authority on one sport is better for you than being just sort of like a jack of all trades. Now, that could work from the creme de la creme, the 1%, the top dogs, the Stephen A's of the world. But for me in my career, I thought this was the way to go. Doesn't mean that I have no other interests or that I don't know about other things. Again, as I said, I grew up in a great fight town. I grew up in a town that had many great homegrown stars, boxing stars, and I went to some of these events. I went to these fights. I've been to a bunch of them. In Montreal, I've been to fights in New York. I've been to MSG. I went to Yuri Foreman fighting at Yankee Stadium against Miguel Cotto. I applied to be an intern at HBO because they were the home of boxing. Like, I adore boxing. I don't need to prove, by the way, my knowledge, my fandom, my interest to anybody. You like me, you don't like me, you want me to hang around, you don't want me to hang around. I don't care, but I've always loved it. And I will say that I do think there is an opening right now to do a lot of great things. And as I've been saying multiple times on this show and other places, I don't think there's enough people covering it the right way. And I also said that I think boxing is on fire. Better than MMA, worse than MMA. I don't give a crap about any of that. Almost every weekend, there's an interesting boxing match going on. There's an interesting event going on, whether it's on DAZN, whether it's on Showtime, whether it's PBC, whether it's any ESPN Plus, ESPN. I wish it was back on HBO, not on HBO. So I just, same mindset, same mentality that I've had in MMA. Hey, I was down with CM Punk fighting in the UFC. Right fight, so you can't worry too much about what the quote-unquote naysayers are going to say. Michael, hello, Ariel. Question for me is, are MMA fans failing to differentiate who has a bad chin and who has bad striking defense? In my opinion, guys like Rockhold, Garbrandt, Chandler, guys who fans are quick to say have suspect chins. Chandler, suspect chin? I don't know. All right, fair. I don't know if I put them... Whatever. Just have bad striking defense at times, which is true. It's guys like Overeem, Arlovsky who have bad chin. By the way, Arlovsky's chin, I don't know what's happened to it, if he put in a steel plate or something, but hasn't been too bad. I've had bad chin since day one, it seems. I just feel like fans kind of jump the gun on who has a bad chin and who doesn't. Would love to hear your thoughts. It's hard to truly say, but yes, it's probably a little bit of both, and probably the reason why they're getting hit is because of their bad defense, as you put it. But yeah, as you get older, it seems as though the chin, your ability to take a shot, absorb a shot, defend a shot goes away. And more often than not, I think it happens the more shots you take. Or you get one big shot and then you come back and you just don't have the ability to absorb it as much as you once did. No one, I think, enters the big leagues, so to speak, becomes a pro, becomes a champion or a contender and has a bad chin. Something happens, whether it's wear and tear or a big shot that knocks out and changes the trajectory of your career. Something happens. I don't think any of these guys had bad chins early on, if you want to say any of them do. Something happened, they had a big knockout, it changes the course of your career. And that's where, concussions and CTE and all that stuff come into play. Knucklehead guy. Hey there from Kitchener, Ontario. Really enjoyed your Tuesday special with Nate and your chat with Andrew. Thank you. Really hope you do more of those long-form chats. I love them. As I felt you were able to truly bounce around and give us a more honest feel for what your guests are all about while having more room to digress into some truly golden, memorable moments. I especially loved you chatting with Andrew about the new wave of fighters coming up, in particular within the 155 group. With so many upcoming contenders poised to take over, I could see in another year or so, maybe less, belts changing hands almost as much as with the heavyweights. Do you think this is an accurate estimate? Man, Islam gets the belt. I don't know who's beating him anytime soon. Maybe. Are there any upcoming contenders who you think will, once they get the belt, assuming they will, can hold on to it longer than others? Keep on keeping on, Thug knows. Yeah, I mean, Islam would be up there. Volk is on fire these days. Main one is Islam, but yeah, I see what you mean. At 35, at 25, Volk is champion. I don't see anyone. I mean, after Pereira, there isn't a lot right now for Izzy. I think the 205 belt can jump around. I'm really curious to see what happens with Pena and Nunes, but that belt could jump around. I still don't think Valentina's losing in the near future. 115 could jump around. But yeah, Islam is the guy I think who's keeping it. If he could get it. Olajuwon, afternoon Ariel. Interview with Nate yesterday was freaking amazing. Loved every second of it, especially the appearance of Machiavelli the Don. He might be the coolest dog ever. What about that smile? Incredible. Brings me to my question. Do Nick and Nate do much together? I noticed he wasn't there, but he had an Instagram story last night and looked like he was back in Stockton too. And has there been any updates with Nick? I know he has said that he wants to fight by the end of the year, but has there been anything in motion there? Not to my knowledge. Or was his fight against Lawler likely the last time we see him in the octagon? I wouldn't hate it. I can't say for sure, but I've not heard of any talk of him coming back anytime soon. Would love to see both Diaz bros back in there soon. Have a great show and day. No, they still love each other. He was wearing the shirt. He will be loyal to him, respect him. But, just because he wasn't there, I wouldn't make too much of it. Nick's his own guy. He's all over the place. Haven't heard anything about his fight or him coming back. And, I'm good. But ultimately, it's up to him. I hope he's in a place where he doesn't need to fight for financial reasons. Like you would hope. And I know he's talked about his issues in the past, but that would be the worst thing. Moritz School. Hi, Ariel. Just a couple more here. Hopefully you're doing great. Did you see Cedric Doumbé's second MMA fight last weekend at the French MMA Grand Prix? He won by TKO in the second round. Speaking to French media after the fight, the former Glory kickboxing welterweight champion announced that he has signed with the UFC and is likely to make his promotional debut at UFC Paris. Tremendous signing. In fact, the great New York Rick said himself, I don't know if he's still here, he said that Cedric is the next great kickboxing champion to come over to MMA who will make a great impact in the UFC. That's his prediction. And he's been pretty spot on with those predictions. He knows kickboxing better than anyone I know. And he called Izzy and Alex, all these dudes. Any suggestions regarding Doumbé's opponent? Golly. I mean, just 2 MMA fights. I would bring him along slowly. He's fighting in France in front of his people. Let him fight anyone. Give him the Patty treatment. You know what I'm saying? Viva Helwani, greetings from the Netherlands. Doumbé also said this right before his TKO victory last weekend. The UFC contract is arriving. It all depends on tonight, but the contract will arrive and we will sign it in September, inshallah. Pressure because it's like the Champions League of MMA, but exciting too because fear of nobody. We want so bad to perform well that we have pressure. Yeah, that's a great signing. The more French fighters they can have on that card, the better. Of course, the great Cyril Gane is at the top of the bill. Brett, during your interview with Nate, he tipped his hat to Ngannou and Adesanya, claiming they are the only worthy opponents for him. Do you think the reason for this is potentially because both fighters, in a way, won against the house? Ngannou becoming a free agent as champ, Izzy withholding signing the contract versus Whitaker until fight week and securing a massive deal? Or am I reading too far into this? I think maybe he has respect for them, but I think maybe he was talking about like dominant champions, right? Great line, by the way. So might be reading a little too far into it. Respect, but I don't think that's necessarily why he said that. P.S. Congrats to Rick on the big win last weekend. Oh, Vaziev. Why not congratulate me on my big win? I had a big win too. Last one. Jesus, pleasant day to you, Mr. Helwani. All good things come to an end, but let me tell you, I was absolutely gutted when my show-ending question streak was snapped last week. I'm sorry. Please take it up with Lewis. He makes the calls, not me. I realized yesterday why my question was cut, and I completely understand. The length of the question probably didn't help either. I have a two-parter for you. I would like to know, how do you envision collegiate MMA panning out with NIL laws changing? Can MMA be a part of a structured system that succeeds within college sports? Tough. There's no real like college boxing. You know what I mean? Tough. Don't see it happening anytime soon. There's barely an amateur MMA system in place. You got the IMF, but in America, I'm talking about, which is where collegiate sports are really a thing. It's not really much of a thing overseas. It's kind of a thing in Canada, Europe, not really. So there's not even an amateur system. Much love from the 209 and Viva Helwani. Regards, Jesus, a student athlete, advocate, and proud Stocktonian. P.S. What is the probability that the Diaz brothers and Ariel Helwani do something MMA related in Stockton, California? I've been to Stockton once. I was there for an Elite XC show in 2008. Robbie Lawler was on it, Shayna Baszler, Chris Cyborg, Scott Smith. Nick was on it, of course. I loved Stockton. I really enjoyed it. Beautiful arena, on the water, close to the Bay Area. I went to a movie there. I rented a car. This is one of my great memories in Stockton. Well, first it was the arena on the water was beautiful. The arena itself was nice. I did some stuff for MMA Rated there. It's all up on the MMA Rated YouTube channel, which is still alive and well, amazingly. I did a pre-fight interview at the press conference with Nick. Whole interview, 8, 9, 10 minutes. Interview's over. He says he doesn't like the interview, and we do it all over again. It was amazing. I mean, he could have said, I didn't like it and I'm out. He didn't say that. He said, let's do it again. We did the whole thing again. The interview is up. Legend. We have always talked about a potential walk and talk, something there. Hasn't happened. Never say never. Would be nice. But I'm grateful and thankful that he comes on the show via Zoom or any form. Skype back in the day, Zoom. In studio would be nice as well. I like when people come here. You know, this is kind of, in my eyes at least, maybe not in other people's eyes, the Tonight Show of MMA. You come on the set. You come, you sit, you kibitz, you hobnob, you chop it up, and then you go back to your own, neck of the woods. That's the way I like it. Anyway, all right, we're out of time. I believe, GC, you got a big night ahead of you, right? Perfect.
Yes, big night ahead of me.
Do you want to tell the people what maybe
Absolutely,
you could do a meet up or a meet and greet?
I mean, no, come on, no one's going to be there. Yankees game.
Big Yankees game. Why is this important?
Because they're playing the Reds?
No. They are playing the Reds?
Yeah.
Shout out to Canadian Joey Votto. No, isn't this your first time going to a Yankee game?
First time since I moved to New York.
Wait.
Second time ever.
Wow. We were supposed to do a little gathering of sorts, and you made it seem like this was a big deal because you were going to Yankee Stadium for the first time.
That's why.
In reality, it's first time as a New Yorker?
Yeah, I thought you guys were going to give me grief, so I was like, yeah, first time
wow.
as a New Yorker. I figured you wouldn't pick up on it. You didn't. No. You properly excused me. Now you're finding out still, though.
Well, you've been there already. Old stadium or new stadium? Oh, so new stadium.
Still new stadium, but it's been a minute.
Good seats?
Great seats, actually.
How'd you get them?
Free. I got them for free. One of my friends through his corporate, we're sitting suites, so no meetups tonight.
Wow. So that's the ones where you go downstairs and you have like all the food and stuff.
I believe so. Yeah.
You know what's going to happen? Aaron Judge or one of these dudes. They're going to be like, yo, GC was just on the show earlier today. I was watching in the locker room.
Jack Shore shirt. That's sick, man.
Jack Shore would like a photo of you wearing the shirt, he told me.
Nah, I don't believe that.
I swear on my life. He said, please send me a pic, Legends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Jack Shore, legend. He wants a pic. Who am I to, you could tweet it if you want.
Should I order an extra one?
For him?
For Monday? Just in case ever. I don't know. I feel like we're getting a little. We might curse. That might be a curse.
Listen, you do what you want, but it would be a nice gesture. You could send it to him.
I could send it to him.
I'll be in Wales. I'll be in Wales in September. Did you know that?
You're kidding me? No.
No, I'm going to Wales.
He wins. You hand deliver him one of these.
Wow. Yes, I'll be going there for the. I don't even know what it's called. The Clash at the Castle WWE event. Doing a big meetup in Wales.
Even if he loses and wants one, we can still get him one.
Yeah, might not have the same effect.
It's his name and likeness.
Yeah, that's true.
I tried to use custom ink and they denied me.
All right, well, enjoy the game tonight. And we're out of time. It's been a very fun show. I'm going to take a nap for about 20 hours. I hope you've enjoyed all 3 episodes that we've given you back to back to back. But guess what? We ain't going to be here tomorrow. You can hear my music, Chris. Out of time. Thank you very much to everyone who sent in questions. I appreciate y'all. People don't like when I say y'all because they think that I'm, acting like I'm from the South. But I think it's a fun way to say, like, it sounds better than you all, Hey, shout out to everyone in the YouTube chat. Hope you guys are enjoying that. I don't see. I'm going to say shout out to y'all. I love Olajuwon. He's so positive in there. Melissa is there. She's the best. Where's Killishaw? Is he here? Louis Gilmore is there. Wow. We got all the legends here. Jeep KRL. I mean, these are... Oh, here's Killishaw. No, not Killishaw. Anyway, I appreciate everyone in the chat. We love you. We appreciate you guys. And yes, the chat is much better now. It's not a cesspool of humanity. It's actually a very nice place that I would like to hang out myself. We're out of time. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you to all our guests. Great stuff from Maycee Barber. Appreciate her time. Congrats on the big win, the winning streak, and hopefully she gets her new contract very soon. Thank you very much to Alex Pereira. Great stuff from both him and Plino. I look forward to that fight very, very much. Thank you very much to Sean Brady. Great stuff from him. He was on fire. And of course, thank you to the great Jan Blachowicz. Great stuff from him as well. Thank you to all of you. It's been a great week here. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Back on Monday, same time and place. Until then, I say peace. I'm out of here.